All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
All right. So, the Barracuda spear points through the waves, crash as they crash and send ocean spray across the decks. The two young boys that are the grandsons of Sean are working the riggings and making sure that they are attentive to their grandfather's bellowing orders as he stands at the helm of his ship, guiding it through the murky waters. In the horizon, you can see a rocky point of land, the area that you know this wrecked vessel lies. You have been watching, those of you unaccustomed to being on a boat, especially boats this small. Watch carefully as you see sharks gliding through the water around the boat. Every once in a while, a fin will cut up and it'll swim around, and you'll see shadows. Some of them averaging between 15 and 20 feet, while others are only maybe like 8 to 10 feet long. But just these, just numerous sharks all around. Seagulls squawk overhead, hoping to catch, take advantage of the fishing boats, fish that it throws back into the water that are not fit for eating. But this boat is not on a fishing mission. It is to set out to deliver you to this island known as Razortooth Island for the Sahuagin tribe that frequents the waters in the area. As you get closer and closer and closer, and the island gets larger and larger, the skies begin to kind of clear from a cloudy, dull morning to a somewhat bright and sunny afternoon. About midday, the ship comes to a stop and anchors out about a half mile from the island itself, around towards the southern edge of the island. And you can see in the distance the wrecked ship stranded up on a sandbar, almost right up against the rocky island itself. Several bits of rock and debris kind of protrude up from the water here, as the water itself is relatively shallow, only about 15-20 feet deep in certain spots, less so in others where you can see, to your trained eyes, you see like sandbars that are just under the surface of the water. As you know, right now the tide is going out, which would probably be the driest time for you to go forth and explore the vessel. So, lowering the small dinghy into the water, and you load your equipment and your party onto it and begin to row. The paladin on one side and the monk on the other, taking the oars and heaving to them, and you're making fairly steady time. The sharks that you saw circling the larger vessel seem to remain over there for the most part, with the exception of 3 fins that seem to perpetually circle around your rowing boat. The other sharks seem completely unaware of your presence. But these ones seem to have a malevolent intent to them.
I forget. Did we establish with the fishermen how long we would be away?
I don't know. Did you?
I think we decided like one night, right?
No, it was,
Until
like 4 or 5
night?
hours.
it was
yeah.
like a few hours, yeah.
Just till the evening, because the tide will come up and we won't be able to get in there anymore.
So basically we have one tide, 4 hours to get this done.
Yes.
Okay. 3 sharks.
Moved your thing and the thing's scrolling up. There you go. Alright, so as you're rowing in, you get closer and closer to the boat, and you can see what the strange fins were that the fisherman was talking about. As the ship seems to have an odd turtle motif to it. At the bow of the ship, there where you would normally have a figurehead of a woman or a bird or something of that nature, you see the mock-up of a head of kind of a golden-looking turtle. And then from the front, you see two relatively small, about 8 feet in length, about 4 feet wide, fins, like the front fins of a turtle, and then another set further back towards the aft of the ship. There are windows in the aft castle that are kind of oval in shape and have a green tint to them, with brass framing that gives it the kind of look of maybe a turtle shell.
Are any of the windows broken?
The windows do not appear to be broken. Matter of fact, from this side, from the ocean side of the ship, you can't see any actual damage to the vessel.
Can I roll to see if I recognize the ship or have heard of it?
Absolutely.
Is it the same growing up in a port town?
Sure.
I rolled a 1, so whatever that is.
It's still not a complete failure, but
you
you
add
have
your
History?
intelligence, or your if you have history, you can add that.
It's the same. 2.
14.
14. Neither of you have heard of such a ship,
Of a turtle boat?
of a turtle boat. That does not come to mind in all of your sailing time. And within the area of Blackwater, you have not seen a turtle vessel.
It's not necessarily... I mean, it might have been a legit ship. Blackwater was kind of a scummy town.
Could be, but it's all lots of ships going to and fro, so who knows. But either way, you've never heard of it.
We've never heard of it, and we have a more pressing matter on our starboard, in our wake.
How far are we from it right now?
You are now within about 40 feet of it as you're rowing in towards the beach. Which side do you want to be at? Do you want to row in towards the bow or the stern of the ship?
I'm going to suggest that we go to the stern.
I agree.
Okay. So, since you two are rowing, you get to make that decision, and you kind of angle
to each other.
the boat around off to that side and pull up onto the beach. The area where the ship is kind of washed ashore is not a huge chunk of sandy land, and the backside of it is almost sheer cliffs that go up about 60 feet to a somewhat grassy, treed area up at the very, very top. You don't see any paths that would lead you to that particular portion of this rocky island, but you do see the entrance of a cave that would be at least somewhat submerged once the tide is in. On the side of the ship that faces the cliff face is a large hole in the hull of the ship. Almost oddly circular in its overall shape.
Like it wasn't part of the damage.
Almost as though it's definitely below the waterline, but it's not accidental. It looks like somebody did something to the ship.
I've heard of ships being disintegrated before, and it is an area effect. Can I make a knowledge arcana check to see if it looks like it was done by a spell, like they're just that perfectly carved?
You can approach it and see.
So we're out of the water at this point, yeah?
Yes. So put everybody over there on the beach. And then, so you wish to approach the ship and look at the damage of the hull, right?
I want to assess it. How close do I need to get to do that?
You got to go up to it.
Okay, I will wait.
All right, so you just stand
I
there.
am not that curious.
Ian, what are you doing?
All right. Well, first I want to see if there's anything that looks dangerous on the beach right now. Yeah, on the big.
All right, you see the cave. You see the ship. You see a hole, a dark hole in the side of said ship. From down here, you cannot see what's on top of the ship because that's about 15 feet above your head. Yes,
All right.
dear.
I cast Mage Armor.
Okay.
I think we should cautiously approach the ship and take a peek inside.
All right.
I agree with Lou.
Cassidy. What is your character doing?
I'm going to follow, but stay back a little bit.
Alright, so you and the Dragonborn Wizard are kind of just standing over there.
I've got my cloak pulled up more over my head, and I'm just kind of assessing the situation, but also nervously watching the water. I know in my head that sharks can't come up on land, but that doesn't mean I don't think they'll try.
Alright. Winsu? What are you doing? The paladin begins walking towards the ship. The two spellcasters seem to be nervously standing near the beach, neither one of them wanting to get any closer.
Back.
So I'll be following Lou, but I'll be motioning to them.
Alright, so
Come, let's go.
So move
Let's go.
Lou over towards about the middle of the ship. About there. Put you over there with him. Alright. How about you? What are you doing?
I'm going to follow them, but I'm going to be on this side of the paladin. Kind of be surveying up towards this cave as they're checking out how to get onto the ship.
Not safe to stay near the water with the Sahuagin nearby.
Alright, so I'll move. I'll be like,
Okay, so you guys stay over there. So you can't assess the thing, so don't even...
yeah.
You're way too far away from it to...
I'd rather make them make sure there's anything that's going to jump out first, and then I'll go check it out.
So as you approach the ship and you're looking at the hull, and there is this somewhat circular hole in the side of the ship. And you kind of peer into the shadowy darkness, and up above where the entrance for the cargo hold is, you see some light that kind of streams into the kind of murky inside of this boat. You're looking into the cargo hold itself, which has a little bit of standing water as the ship kind of sits slightly unevenly in the sand. And there's like some trapped water inside of it, dark and murky that you can't actually see through. You see the shafts of light kind of give this oddly shadowy, dark impression to the inside of the boat instead of lighting it up well enough to actually be able to see in there. It just seems to make the recesses that much darker. But you don't see any movement. The water in there seems to be still. So there's no ripple, not much in the way of ripples or anything showing any kind of like creatures moving through there. Also, the cargo hold looks to be mostly empty. There are a few battered and broken crates and barrels. Looks like something, they were either smashed when the ship basically ran aground, or something went in and smashed them up, looking for possible loot.
And how big did you say the hole was again?
The hole itself is about 8 feet in diameter,
Okay.
so pretty big.
And looking at it, are the edges smooth?
As you go up and you kind of start looking at the edges, you kind of run in, and it's pretty coarse. And the thick wood, but it's one thing that catches your attention is something white and protruding from the wood. You reach over and you grab hold of it and wiggle it free, and you pull out a shark tooth, approximately 10 inches in length, large and triangular, with jagged edges.
This is large sharks in these waters, or wherever the ship came from.
There is a ladder that is hanging down from the side,
Like on the outside of the ship?
on the outside of the ship, as though perhaps there were survivors that threw down a ladder and climbed down this side.
And does it sound like outside of the splashing of water, is there any noise inside the ship? Anything that suggests there's something on board? Like
The occasional flap of tattered sails up above, because they didn't pull the sails down or anything of that nature, but they are like just torn and shredded, so there's just like this flapping of loose canvas on the breeze. But otherwise, you don't really hear much. Occasionally, the ship will creak under its own weight because, well, it's
Kind
not
of
meant to
shifting
be.
water too, probably. I'm gonna call back. The cargo hold looks pretty empty. Whatever cargo they had has since been damaged or potentially looted. I'm gonna climb up the ladder and check the deck.
Okay, so you begin climbing up the ladder. Cassidy, what are you doing?
I'm going to get a little bit closer, but still not too close.
Okay. So go ahead and put Lou on top of the deck. Alright, Winsu?
Well, I'm gonna follow Lou up.
Alright,
I'm
so
curious. I wanted to see what's on the boat.
Alright, so you climb up onto the boat. Alright, so Kara? Trying to remember everybody's characters' names here.
I think I'm gonna stay down on the beach and suggest that one of them go up with him because I don't want to leave both squishies down here.
Alone.
Yeah, so I'll turn to these two and say, one of you join them up there in case they need help, and I'll stay down here with the other.
I'll make my way over to the hole in the ship and the ladder. Do I see any teeth like he had?
You
Because I
go.
saw him pull something out of it.
He has the only one.
He has the only one.
I put it down. I didn't.
On the ground. You just drop it on the ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just laying there in the sand.
Alright, I picked
And-
that up.
Okay. It is quite large. Weighs about 2 pounds.
Okay. I'll start climbing the ladder.
Okay. So you climb up on top of the boat. Make sure you write your shark tooth on your character.
You giant shark tooth. Okay.
Alright, so the two of you stay down on the beach and you're kind of keeping a watch out. You hear kind of a gentle, constant drip every once in a while from the cave as water further in seems to be echoing out of it. So you have the idea that there's probably some water in there, which is understandable since it's probably submerged at least most of the time. You're just kind of standing over there on the beach, eyeing warily at this hole in the side of the ship, while the three of you kind of look around on the deck of the ship. There's bits of seaweed and sand and tattered debris that seems to have blown on during the time that this boat has been stranded on this rocky shore, or this beach here, which, to your knowledge, it's been here a little over a week.
All right. So
There is a door that goes into the forecastle that is just ever so slightly ajar, and then another door that goes into the aft castle that is standing wide open.
Okay. Which one would be more likely to be the captain's quarters?
The aft castle would be in.
I want to
most
check
likely
that
choice.
and see if there's any journal or records that might still be around that have survived the weathering, that kind of thing.
Okay, as you approach, you get this sudden feeling of dread. The hairs rise on the back of your neck ever so slightly, and you just instinctually grip the hilt of your weapon and pull it out. Just as out of the door comes a Sahuagin, kind of charging forward, gurgling and growling. The other door flings open and another comes out from that side. And they're just and kind of come charging towards you. Initiatives.
We have fish folk.
Tasty.
It's not the time!
Lou?
Jesus Christ, Cassidy.
Until he does. He's not playing.
9.
Goes the...
10.
Wensu?
21.
With addition. Kara?
16.
Angry fish folk, razor tooths.
They go on 11.
Quick question real quick before we start fighting. I didn't write down what my attacks are for my punches. I didn't do.
1d4.
Just that's
What's
it.
your dex modifier?
Plus my dex modifier.
Dang, son.
Fist-
+4 to her damage.
Well, I mean, that's what you get when you have a dex of 18.
She got a 19.
18 or 19.
Ridiculous.
You'll get +1 if he hits 20.
Alright, so who's first?
Wensu. Get it, Birdman.
I forgot to write my +2. It's a D4 plus. Is it Dex for me as well?
Dex
Yep.
or strength, whichever's highest. Probably dex in your case.
Modifier. So +4.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're saying. Alright, there's a beam between you. Or,
Is that mast still intact? Are both masts still intact?
Yes.
You can move through friendly spaces in this edition, I believe.
At half speed.
Half speed.
but I can. It's not very strong, but I am faster. I'm gonna go and attack this one.
Alright,
Ranged
so
part. Is that
Yeah, that's roughly right.
so? I need to.
alright. Go ahead and make your attack rolls. Remember, you won't get your sneak attack
Right.
because there's
Nobody there.
nobody over there.
Ain't got nobody.
So that's 24 to hit.
Okay.
Seven.
7 points of damage. Alright, you rush forward and slash out with what? You got a dagger?
Yeah.
You lash out with your dagger and you just kind of scrape across its kind of bony scales and its kind of like soft underbelly area. You cut and blood kind of oozes out, but it seems to only mostly anger this creature as it glares at you with its large dead eyes. What's next?
Kara.
Kara.
Danger.
Okay. I'm gonna go.
He's ready.
So I can't see anything that's going on up there, right?
Yeah, you can hear some sort of growl.
Okay.
Well, I did yell out, "We have fish folk." That was in character to let them know down there that there's.
But yeah, you
Something
can't actually see up there.
Some fishy business going on.
Alright, so I'm gonna make my way up to that one. 1, 2, 3. Does ladder count as 1?
Ladder will count as 2.
2, 4, 5.
You can get up on the deck.
The speed of 40. How many can I go?
8.
7, 8.
Punch.
Do I have an attack bonus?
You should. It
Yes.
should be your dex. It should be plus,
Plus your
your.
proficiency modifier.
Yeah.
My dex plus my. So 6?
Yep.
14?
Hit. I'm going to use your second attack.
Yeah. Oh, so I can roll it right now. And 22?
Hit.
Or 24. Okay, so first hand. Does my second hand, my offhand, have a +4 to it also?
It's
or
not
is that
technically
for-
an offhand, but yes, it does.
So, it's a bonus action,
Damn,
correct?
offhand.
So it could
It doesn't work all the
technically be the
time.
same.
Yeah.
It's your dumb hand.
8. And so 14 total?
14 total. Alright, so you go running up the beach, up the ladder, sprint around the mast there, and throw out 2 quick punches. And the Sahuagin just never expected what was coming at it. As you like lay into it, one in the gut, one across the jaw, and you hear this very distinct snap as the head kind of like quickly goes off to one side, and then it just kind of slumps to the deck.
Damn.
Jesus. Who's next?
Kind favor for your help.
After
You're
Wensu
welcome.
and Kara, it's Calliste and the fish folk simultaneous.
Fish?
I don't think
What
you
are you
want to
doing?
eat that.
That's me.
Oh, okay, you both have the same names. So.
Yeah.
I had mine first. Calliste and Callista. So she is going to
You. No, you.
climb up the mast about 10 feet
Okay.
on the thing to get up to the crow's nest, basically. And then she's going to cast Acid Splash down here.
I was gonna say the crow's nest is definitely much further up.
Yeah.
Than
No, I'm just saying that's how you access the crow's nest. That's what I want to climb up
So
on.
you start to climb the mast.
Yeah, so I get 10 feet up. And I cast Acid Splash on that one, so we'll need a Dexterity saving throw.
DC.
Let's see, it's
It should be on your sheet.
Yeah, it's your spell save.
DC 13.
It will make it safe.
Okay. So he doesn't take any damage.
Okay. Who's next?
Well, it's the bad guys were Simon with me.
Alright, so as you climb up the mast to try to get a better angle, and you throw this glob of green acid at the Sahuagin, you just kind of miss and it like splashes against the bulkhead of the ship. Meanwhile, the Sahuagin will lash out at the paladin, who is directly in front of it, and it will start out with a bite attack, hitting an armor class of 20.
That will hit.
And then a claw attack, hitting an armor class of 19.
That will also hit.
So 5 points of piercing. And 4 points of slashing damage. As it basically lunges forward and it kind of distends its jaw, and you see these needle-like teeth. It just kind of like bites into you and kind of rips at your flesh, and then slashes out across and pulls blood.
Alright.
Who's next,
It'll be
Brain?
12.
Callista. Is that? Okay, that's right, that one's down. So, Cassidy.
So, you are left down on the beach, alone. Seagulls cawing. You hear battle taking place up above. You see the fin of a shark kind of go across the water over here, just off the shore, about 15 feet. What are you doing?
I'm gonna start to make my way up.
Okay.
2, 3,
And that's 2 up.
4, 5.
So 6 to get up, basically.
That's all I can move.
Okay.
Will you take an action at the end of your movement?
You can fire a spell through me. Like, you have
Okay.
base spells.
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
If you don't want to.
Let me see.
But if you want to do something, now would be the time to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
The shinies.
Can I cast Firebolt?
Yep.
Okay. And that's a cantrip.
Yep.
Yep.
Roll d20 first.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Add your spell
Your
attack.
spell attack, which is that right there.
22.
Hit.
Okay. And then it's 1d10 of fire damage, which is...
Yep.
4.
4 points of damage. Alright, so you climb up onto the ship and look around. And finally, you launch off a bolt of magical flame at the remaining Sahuagin, dealing it 4 points of damage. What is it, initiative?
Now
It's
it's my
Lou's turn.
turn.
Lou.
I draw my long sword and I take a swing at it.
Oh, okay. It's like, what's wrong with your feet?
22.
Hit.
For 7 points of slashing damage.
Alright, so you bring your blade across it and put a deep gash across its torso, but it seems to be mostly unfazed at this point.
Okay. Initiative.
Lou?
11.
Callista?
6.
Wensu,
20.
Kara,
10.
Fishfolk.
16.
Wensu's first.
I go around to help my friend. How many base contact yet?
No, one more.
4. And here I can do sneak attack, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Alright, so first attack, my dagger. It's a miss, probably. 9.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Alright, that's it. All I got.
Alright, so here comes your raven-like friend comes dashing across the deck, slips over next to you, and tries to plunge a dagger into the scaly hide of the Sahuagin, but it just kind of definitely kind of like sidesteps and just kind of glares and gurgles at you. See some this kind of green saliva just kind of drip off of its jowls.
I mimic his sound back to me. Because I can.
Sahuagin's turn.
It is going to again try to bite you, but this time it's going to claw at you.
So which
So-
attack is this?
This is the bite.
Okay.
The bite tries to grasp hold of you with the bite, but he just snaps his jaws near you as you kind of flinch backwards.
I'm going to react and give him disadvantage on his attack on Wensu.
Okay, so 13 or 15, so the 13 plus 3, so 16 to hit with the claw.
Yeah,
Right.
I have 16.
So you try to block it, but it just kind of reaches around and just kind of like rakes its claws across you
Typically, they reach around size.
for 4 points of slashing damage. Who's next?
Lou.
All right, Lou.
I'm next. All right. I go to swing at him again.
Okay.
13.
Hit.
For 11 points of slashing damage.
All right. So this time you bring your blade across and go across its throat and down into its chest, and it just blood just kind of spurts out and just kind of oozes out of the body, and it collapses to the deck. Its blood pooling on the wood. The battle is over, and you guys look about, and you don't see any more foes to deal with.
Alright.
And now all of you are on the ship.
So
Do the same.
there's doorways here and there.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of call out to everyone and say that we should split up, and a couple of us take this doorway and a couple of us take that one, and make sure there's no one else in the ship.
Okay. Winsu?
Are they just scales and nothing on them?
They have what looks like kind of like rope made out of seaweed that's tied around their waist that has little pouches attached to it.
I'm gonna just try or go through his possessions and
Okay, so you're going through this one here.
the close one. The first one.
Alright, so you're kind of rummaging through that one's pouches, and you find 8 gold pieces, and 18 silver pieces, and 20 copper pieces. You also find 2 pearls. So while you're going through the pouch, and, you're trying to get people to go into the various stores. Callista, what are you doing?
I am going to go with the monk's idea
You're going to go with the monk's idea, okay.
and start going towards the store because everyone's already at that door.
Alright, so you begin walking towards the monk. Lou?
I'm going to say, as I was initially planning to do before we were attacked, I'm going to go and check back here and just carry on to where I think the captain's cabin is.
Okay. Just hand me the menus for the...
So
I want to go through the other one.
It's still there.
So you're going through that door, and Galisthe?
I'm gonna climb down and check the body of this Sahuagin, the one that he was rifling through its pockets, but I'm more interested in its teeth. You said that they were drooling green goo. Is that normal for Sahuagin?
Give me a nature check.
Let's see. 6.
Yeah, you're not really sure.
Okay. So I'll go over and I'll check the other body. Anything weird on that one?
So you're going back over there to the other one that's down?
Yep.
Alright, so just move your mini over there so that I know where you guys, which
I
group
guess
went to
I'll
where.
I'll just stand on it.
Well, no, I just need to know which group is in which direction. Makes it easier. Alright, so you check that one and you find that that one has 8 gold pieces, 10 silver pieces, 20 copper pieces, 2 pearls, and there is a ring in with it as well.
I see
In the
stare
pouch.
from across the deck.
Trinkets.
All right, you see it's a silver band that has dozens of tiny runes etched on the inside. Do you speak Elvish? Speak and or read Elvish?
No.
Okay.
Can I make a knowledge arcana check to see if it's magical in any way?
Sure.
10.
You are
Different
not
dice.
certain.
She already switched dice.
Okay.
More new dice.
Been wanting to go shopping. Can't get John to go to Gabby's.
Maybe one bag of salt.
All right, so you have searched the bodies. We'll start with the group that's closest to me. So, Lu and Winsu, you guys enter into the aft castle, which is a mostly large room. There's no side doors or anything like that. It's just one big open area with a window to each side of it, and then like a large window in the back wall. You see in the center of the room is a large, sort of octagonal shaped table with a polished tortoise shell top to it. There's a number of items kind of scattered across it. You also see numerous bits of broken furniture, a cracked chest, and some blankets and clothing are scattered. Jesus.
This bird's got really excited.
Yeah, those seagulls got really loud.
Stop it
Around,
now.
Look up in the sky. And,
They're thinking they're gonna eat us. They want to eat those Sahuagin.
yeah, they probably do. wanna
But
eat
you
those.
see a number of like scattered bits of clothing, kind of torn and broken, bits of torn up parchment from various maps and charts, a handful of books, and looks like most of the pages have been ripped out and thrown on the floor. From what you can tell, there doesn't seem to be anything that remains intact.
Okay. Was there any like desks with drawers in them or anything like that?
There are cubbies where it looks like there was some books and scrolls and stuff kept, but there is no desk
Okay.
or drawers.
And the cubbies are basically just open.
Yeah,
so
they're
they
just
would've
little
been
open
set-
squares.
Okay.
And they have like a little bit of a lip, but they are.
Anything I can piece together from the papers? If I do I guess a investigation
Yeah,
check.
give me an investigation check.
See what I can. 2.
Now, for what languages do you speak?
Common, Comorian, Celestial, Elvish, and Dwarvish.
You don't recognize the
Dwarven.
language of any of these, and 2, it's just the paper is wet and just everything in here is just ruined. And you're pretty sure the piece that you picked up, the Sahuagin peed on, because it has just the foulest smell and is kind of oddly sticky.
I drop it.
Just carry it with you.
Good
Throw it at them
heavens.
too.
You're kind of looking around, and your nature you start looking at anything shiny or whatever. But to your eyes, you don't see anything that's of value. At least nothing obvious.
What do your bird eyes see?
Apparently not.
Telescope bones. Eagle claw.
Okay, so there's nothing of shiny interest, but do I find anything that I would think that he would be interested
You want to do an investigation check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Much better than me. And
Investigation is what? So, 19.
Looking about the room, kind of going through various bits and bobs of torn journals and destroyed charts and everything, you do find one piece of a map that seems to be at least intact enough that you can actually make something out on it. What languages do you speak / read?
Well, just thieves can't common, Orin, and Kyotomese.
Alright, so you don't recognize the language. There's some writing on it. There seems to be some sort. It's a map, so it has some sort of like land masses and things marked upon it, but you don't recognize any of them, and you don't recognize the language.
But like, I'll motion and Lou. I've found a map.
alright. I take a look at it. Obviously, probably not a language I speak if you asked me already, right?
Yeah, you don't recognize the language, but you do recognize sort of the kind of the idea of where this coast line that you see is at, and it seems to be in the southern section in the Glass Sea.
Okay. So that's quite a ways from here, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's just from being a noble and having like official, education.
Right.
You had to look at
I know
maps
where
and
Cape
the
Hope
globes and know where your
Right.
kingdoms and everything are at. Even though you can't read the languages, the portion of the map that you see kind of gives you the idea that it's probably somewhere the Glass Sea.
Well, maybe one of the arcane people with us can understand the language, so I'll roll it up and tuck it.
Wise
Okay.
decision. Why I give it to you?
Meanwhile, the three of you are kind of making your way through the forecastle, and you see, much like what they saw, the tattered remains of some trunks with bits of clothing and stuff that are just kind of shredded and thrown about. The hammocks that were in here are seem to be cut and ruined. There are a couple of small windows near the front of the boat, but that let in a little bit of light. But generally speaking, it's dark, and there's just a foul smell to the air. You look about, and the only thing that you find of any real interest is the severed arm of a human, or possibly elf. You're not really certain, but
Check for Manny.
check for what?
Manicure.
But you are welcome to make investigation checks to see if there's anything that lies beyond the surface of what you can see here.
I'm gonna go in.
Do an investigation check.
Okay.
2.
What'd you get?
20.
All right, you're poking around, and you, like I was saying, you find lots of just ruined articles of clothing, a few broken like bottles and stuff. You can smell a little bit of the rum that's kind of lingers in there. Bits of like plates, like clay plates and cups and things like that that are broken. But you do find off to one side a set of silverware that's just kind of rolled up in like a napkin and kind of wedged in behind some of the planking and stuff. But it's a fork, a knife, and a spoon made out of fairly nice silver.
Okay, I'll pick
The
it up.
napkin itself is just cheap cotton, but it also has a silver napkin ring that basically holds all of it together. The silver napkin ring has an emblem on it of what looks like a skull with a crown upon a black and silver checkerboard shield.
Since they're digging through stuff and flipping through things, I'm gonna start ritually casting Detect Magic. And see if that'd be useful for checking the ship in general.
Okay, so that's going to take 10 minutes.
10
So
minutes.
you just kind of
Yeah.
begin doing your thing. You've seen her do this particular ritual once before, back in the inn, when she was trying to figure out what Benny was up to. So, while she's doing that, what are you doing?
I'm not sure. I could ask around, just kind of, hey, you two, did you really find anything of interest yet? Or have you noticed anything in particular that you might want to share? Because I haven't noticed anything. I tried rolling the investigation and I got 2. So.
I have the napkin ring in my hand, and I'll go over and show her. And found this on the ground. Do you recognize the symbol at all?
Investigation check.
You do recognize the symbol. You don't have to make an investigation check. It is the basically the flag of the nation of Diora. It's just kind of like the emblem for them. You recognize it because that's where you're from.
Yeah, it's not the best news. That's actually, the
Crest of Diora.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the proper word. Crest of Diores.
Oh,
Probably not the best news that we found the ship, then. That means that something pretty big had to get to it, or they would have fought it off for sure.
yeah. Does Diora have a lot of enemies that would?
Well, it's Diora. Everyone's enemy there.
Do you know what a ship like this would have had on it? Do you have any knowledge of ships that come from there?
Do I? Should I roll?
There are lots of ships that come and go from there, but just like any other kingdom, they do whatever it is that they're
Would this be more of a
doing.
noble's ship then, since it has the fancy silverware and such on it?
You're looking at it, you wouldn't think that this is what you would consider feastware for a noble. The silver is nice and the emblem is well done, but it looks much more like a trinket that you would get at a gift shop. Like if you were to buy somebody something that's like, I've been to Seattle, it's basically like a napkin ring that's like, I've been to Diora, here you go. Its value would be in its weight in silver, not necessarily in its overall.
Do I recognize anything else in the room that looks like it's kind of from Diora?
No, not really. Most everything here is just kind of shredded and useless at this point.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you get done with the casting of your spell, and nothing in this room gives off any kind of glow, with the exception of the ring that you found in the pouch.
Okay, do I sense any magic below deck?
No.
Okay, I'll start basically slowly walking the length of the ship, waiting for something to ping up.
Nothing.
Okay, get all the way into the captain's quarters?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay, that confirms my suspicions. But now that I'm in here, I see that there's books and stuff.
In horrible state.
I'm gonna start checking around to see if there's any, decent condition ones. Did you find any whole books?
Oh, none at all.
You're looking about. Yeah, you don't find any books.
I found Wentsu here found a relatively intact piece of map with some script that we don't understand. I pull it out.
Alright, I'll take a look at it. Snatch it out of his hands. Thank you.
I don't think you'd snatch parchment like that.
I would try.
So you tear it?
Let's see. Well, parchment at least is made from animal hides, so that's tougher stuff.
So what languages do you speak?
Viznichi, Draconic, Aquan, Giant, Orc, Goblin, Kalmorian, and Common.
You don't recognize the language.
Alright. Fuck it. I start casting Comprehend Languages. That'll take 10 minutes.
Another ritual spell.
Alright, so So you drop your detect magic and begin the ritual for casting comprehend languages.
Yeah, I'll basically take up a spot out here on the deck.
All right, just kind of sit on the stairs there.
If you don't mind, I'm
yeah.
going to see if someone else in our group can read this.
Sure. Can I hand it back to him?
I'm
I
gonna
don't want to, but I give it back to him.
I'm gonna go see how the other two fare.
All right, so you guys meet up basically out on the main deck there. There's no reason for you to just kind of linger in the dark and the smelly area.
All right.
What did you guys find?
A whole lot of nothing except for a piece of map with some script that we cannot read.
Oh.
So
We touch pee-pee.
He touched pee-pee. Who's pee-pee? Do you need to show us with the doll?
Fish pee-pee.
Fish pee?
What on?
I think he's saying that.
their fish folk soiled the torn pages of books in there. That's
You don't want to.
I'll start my casting.
Can I
So-
see the piece of map?
yeah. I pass it over.
I only read Common and Elvish. But I wanted to give it a try.
Yeah, you're in luck. It's in Elvish.
Okay.
You get one more.
Oh, you have Elvish?
I do have Elvish.
Oh, I missed.
Oh
I
shit!
missed
No, you're
it.
human.
I'm sorry. I missed it when you said it.
Nice.
Oh, you're Elvish? Oh, so you could have read it.
Well, you get one for being human,
Mhm.
and then common is obviously a freebie,
Oh.
and then for your intelligence, you get however many that you have for your intelligence modifier.
Okay, so I just need to choose one more.
But yeah, I'm sorry, I missed that you said Elvish. But yeah, it's in Elvish.
Okay.
Now that you're in better light, you're like, wait a minute.
It's a really bad handwriting, so you didn't really make it out at first. You're accustomed to sailor's writing, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like reading a doctor's.
Captain Scratch.
Yeah.
And what does it say?
It has it listed off as the various kingdoms that you can read that are still on the map. You see the Elvish word for Venetia, and then there's Almahara, and then the Glass Sea, but that's really all that's left on there. And then you can make out various like reefs and dangerous areas to basically what you would expect to find on a ship's chart
Okay.
for that area.
Is there any kind of trace of the actual like way they went, or is the area that we're at on that piece of map? No.
It's a long ways from
Sorry,
here.
Okay.
I'm talking to them, they're getting a little riled up.
Yeah, I don't like the seagulls. I'm gonna have to remember to alter that to avoid the seagulls because they are hella loud for some reason.
Throwing chunks of Sahuagin out at them.
So I'll pull out the silverware with the ring and I'll present it to Lou and just present it to Lou because it's shiny. And it's evidence for right now. We found this and
Give me an intelligence check.
Yes, this is very clearly mine. One.
I'm gonna do some good.
Intelligence.
Just your straight intelligence modifier on your stats.
intelligence modifier,
Yeah.
right. It's 3. So 9.
9.
Mm-hmm.
Your intelligence modifier.
You would guess that the silverware is probably worth somewhere between 5 and 10 gold pieces.
so I'll hand it to Lou and say, Callista said that this is from, this is the Dioran crest on this. I don't know
Yes.
if you knew that. I didn't know that before, but
Well, in my family's line of work, we come across nobles from Diora from time to time. Now, the look of this ship, it doesn't look like what a Dioran ship would normally look like, does it? At all?
No. No.
There's no harbingers of death anywhere on here.
Yeah, you
Not
didn't find, you
atrocity
didn't
scene.
see any signs of coffins or,
Grave dirt.
grave dirt or like any of the usual markers.
All racial stereotyping them, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. You know, I mean, they're not all vampires for crying out loud. Some of them are zombies.
And werewolves.
And
As
tieflings.
interesting as this is,
And
And
ghouls.
humans. Ghouls, there's ghouls.
it's definitely, I guess, maybe slightly odd it's on the ship, because this is definitely not a Dioran vessel.
Yeah, there's... You're fairly... You don't know what
It's a
kingdom
souvenir.
it's from, but you definitely would rule out Diora.
So we've looked up at the top of the ship, and did you see anything when you looked into the storage area?
Smashed crates. Couldn't tell what any of the contents were, because they were basically empty. Stuff was spoiled. There was a lot of water in there that had gone to the ship from being beached.
I don't think we all need to go in there, but I think someone, maybe a couple of us, smaller ones, need to go in there and figure out what's in there.
Go
If
look
there's
for the
anything of
shinies.
anything of worth or
You do
any
nothing but
clues.
stand around.
When my ritual finishes casting, I've overheard them talking in the background. They've already figured out the map, but if I want to look at the ring and see if I can read the runes on the ring once I cast the spell.
Yeah. You can.
What are you doing?
Alright,
with
it
the
says...
silver word?
Nimble feet, steady legs, and clear mind.
Those all sound like good things, so I put the ring on.
Alright.
So I'm gonna climb down the ladder and
Yeah.
go to the hole of the in the
I
ship.
think we should all head back down to the beach and
Yeah.
Beach,
check
beach,
the-
let's go to the Y.
By the way, you get the distinct idea that it's
Okay.
not doing anything for you.
The what?
Do we not want to check up here?
It's easier to hold on to a ring by wearing it than just.
Oh, we
it's
just
fine.
went inside. Did no one check up on top?
You can go up on top if you want.
You want to go up on top
Mhm.
of that one back there?
Mhm.
Since you're closer.
Alright, so you go up there and look around, you see bits of tattered rope and sails and seaweed and sand, and that's about it.
Can I check the other one?
I can go check. I'm already there.
Pretty much the same thing, and, well, the ship's wheel. The helm's up there.
They're doing this for me.
You try to turn it, but it won't move. The rudder itself is stuck in the sand, so it's
You feel a vague sense of disappointment.
pretty much. But that does mean that the rudder chain is still intact.
Come bird hopping down.
yeah, I think we should all head down. Whoever's gonna go in and check, go in. We'll keep an eye out, because we really should probably check out the cave, see if there's any survivors,
Or more
maybe, or fish folk.
or shark people.
You said there was water down in the bottom of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Is it stagnant water or is it water that's
There was
feeding
no
in
rippling.
from the
It's just
ocean?
drifting.
It's just when the tide is in, it's
It's filling up the ship.
filling up with water. When the tide goes out, there's just water that's trapped inside.
So
of
none
it.
of the water from down here is leaking back into the ocean. Okay.
I will volunteer to go under the ship, but I need to make sure I have a light source. I do. I have a hooded lantern.
Okay, so you light up your lantern,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to take up your free hand basically.
Mm-hmm.
But you light it up and kind of creep into the hull of the ship and look around the cargo hold, and you, just like you said, broken barrels, crates. Some of the crates have brands on them that labels them from like where they came from and stuff like that. And you see some crates from Venetia, some from Diora, some from Almahara. Just a huge number of things from
Everywhere.
lots of different places.
Yeah.
The barrels, all the barrels are cracked and broken open. You see some, like some of the stuff that you see, kind of like it's like still in like the sundered crates and everything. Looks like foodstuffs that completely ruined by the seawater and stuff. Every once in a while, you'll see a crab kind of scuttle by that's been picking at the what's rotting and kind of gross in here.
Can I do an investigation check?
Sure.
4.
You don't find anything of any kind of interest in here.
Okay.
It's just kind of ruined garbage.
Okay. So I'll crawl back out and let them know that there's nothing under there but ruined crates. The crates were from all over the world, though. Which is
So is it
interesting.
perhaps either a merchant's or an adventurer ship?
Or pirates.
Too.
Alright.
This doesn't look to be much of a pirating vessel, though.
Yeah, you did notice that there are no weapons.
Yeah.
There's no cannons or
Into
ballistas
recognize
or
as well.
anything of that nature. Even the ship you were on had defensive weapons. This one doesn't seem to have anything. It has areas that you could mount such weapons, but it doesn't currently have, nor does it look like that it did have any weapons on it.
So they didn't get taken, they just went over there.
Alright.
Lou, you want to lead us over the cave? You want to check that out?
Yeah. Let's go investigate that cave.
How's the tide looking now that we're down off the ship?
So, in total, it's been about an hour since you left the fishing boat. So you
we've
got about
like 2 hours left until it starts coming in.
yeah.
Scary sharks.
So, you going first?
Yeah, I'll take point. Looks like there might be another map on the way. So.
Yep.
Can we pause here?
Absolutely.
We'll make sure.
So we all ready?
Yes.
All right. So you make your way over towards the opening of the cave, and you can smell the salty, somewhat rancid air from the tide pools that are inside this cave. There's the pretty consistent smell of seaweed, salt water, and decaying fish that just seems to kind of rise up out of this dark hole in the side of this rocky hill.
Smells like home.
What light source are you guys using? You're just going to use your lantern?
I will bust out, basically I'll pick up one of the pebbles on the side of the thing, loop some string around it, tie it to my belt, and cast light on that.
Basically tie like a little monkey fist type knot around it to hold it.
Sure, I have no idea what a monkey fist is, but I'm going to hang a rock from my belt with string, and I'm going to cast light on it.
Okay.
Shiny.
How much of a light source is that?
The lantern's a pretty bright light source.
But what about for her?
30
Same,
feet.
it's the same as your lantern.
Okay, well I'm
30
gonna
bright, 30 dim.
put my lantern away so I have both of my fists
Okay.
free to punch things.
I
All
can
right.
hold the lantern because I have a dagger in one hand.
It's up to you guys.
If you wish for me to carry your lantern.
If you want to carry my lantern, I will let you, but I need my fists free.
Pretty sure only one of you has dark vision.
The tiefling.
Yeah. So a light source is definitely required for what you guys are doing. The light that she has is probably enough for all of you, but if you want to have multiple sources just in case, that is also fine.
I'll carry the lantern.
All right.
Yeah.
So you have the lantern. You have your light. Tiefling has dark vision. I don't think. Do you even have the light spell?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So it's not that big a deal.
Oh, wait, yes, I do.
Okay. Not that big a deal. I just.
I mean, I could cast it, but did she already cast?
Yeah, but you could have yours too. I'm just saying.
It's a
I'm
free
just looking to
spell,
see
so-
if.
I'll cast it.
Okay. What are you gonna cast it on the end of your staff or whatever?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, do I have a staff? I don't have a staff.
You don't have a staff.
Are they different color lights so it looks like a disco party's coming into the cave? For
They can
whoever
make
lives
it
in
whatever
there?
color light that they want.
We just walk
You
in there
know,
like
they could choose
techno
kind of a
Vikings.
purple or a
Mine's
blue
green.
or a green.
What about a black light?
Somebody's robes wouldn't look very nice.
Wow.
All right.
I will cast it on. I don't really have anything, do
Should I buy anything?
You buck ass naked?
You could see if
I?
someone
I have
else.
a fake signet ring. Can I cast it on there?
Cast it on
Yeah.
his shield.
I'll cast it on my ring.
All
There
right.
you go.
So you cast light on your ring, and
Kind of walk around with this.
what's your marching order?
That-
I'll be in the lead.
Alright.
I think if everyone's okay with it, that's pretty good. Maybe.
Like that.
All
Alright. So,
It's a narrow fucking
Lou,
passageway.
leading the way into this dark, damp cave, you leave slight footprints in the silty bottom of the tunnel. The passage has somewhat pointed ceiling, basically it's kind of like a split in the rock, and it's basically rocky sides, kind of a grayish white, like the basically the exterior. Only it's got like a little bits of slime and kind of moss, bits of seaweed and stuff kind of cling to the sides of it, and there's almost a constant dripping from various sides of the stone and everything. There's a couple of areas where seawater just kind of pools in low spots in the silt, and you make your way further and further into it until you come to a section where the passageway kind of wides off. You see a passage, a narrow passage going off to the right, kind of twisting and turning into a section where you can't quite see what's going on. Whereas the the broader passage to your left goes a ways and then slowly begins to dip down. The ceiling dips down, and you can see that there's water in that direction.
Okay. What do we hear right now?
Right now you hear the faint waves of the crashing on the shore outside and the constant dripping of water into the variety of pools and everything.
But currently,
Other than that, it's silence.
and we didn't see any other footprints. Like that, if there were any, they've been washed away by.
Yeah, they don't seem to be.
All right. So off to the left, the ceiling gets low. Otherwise, we have a narrow passage to our right here.
Yeah. The passage to the right seems to stay roughly level with the passage you're currently in. Whereas the passage to the left, like, slowly goes down a little bit.
So the one on the left is probably really full of water. Let's head right.
Well, I was gonna say we could check it before it gets too full of water.
Well, it's gonna if it gets filled with water, it's gonna be from the entrance.
Come in.
Yeah. So.
We don't want that.
All right. So let's head down the right passageway here.
Right. So you begin making your way down this passage. It's about 5 feet wide, only about 7 feet in height at the peak of it. But because it kind of starts to get narrow towards the top, it feels a little bit more enclosed than it really is. But you kind of twist and wind your way through it until you come to a relatively good-sized chamber that has deep, dark, murky water filling the inside of it. On the far side of the chamber, thanks to the light coming from behind you, you see that there's some a silty sandbar on the far side that has 4 damp chests. They seem to be made of heavy wood, bound in iron.
Every time I hear that, that's what I think.
So we don't know how deep the water is.
The light just kind of reflects off the surface,
Okay.
so you can't see the
I
bottom
can't
of
stick
it.
my ring in, like, in it.
Well, you're way in the back
Murky.
too.
Oh, that's fair.
Well, we got a fairly decent-sized room here with a pool of murky water and looks like a sandbar with some chests, the kind that, you know, stereotypically pirates and the like use.
Is there anything that I can use a grappling hook to get across with? Like grappled up top, like rock outcroppings,
grab the
or
chest
You
and pull it
can
back.
try.
do what?
That means if you
How
feel
deep is the
Grapple a
water?
chest and pull it back.
Those
You don't
chests
know.
are like iron
That was
and
my
wood.
character asking him.
Oh, well,
I thought you were a strong.
What were you asking?
sea person.
How deep is the water?
I
Can't
am.
tell.
move everybody up a little bit.
Alright, so I'll reach over and pass him my rock. Throw this in and see how far you can see it go.
Alright, I throw the rock with light on it.
All right, just kind of out towards the middle of it.
And it clings and
All right, so you throw it out into the middle, and it kind of sinks down, and you see 3 shadows moving around in the water. But it seems like that it's about probably 15, 20 feet to the bottom of this pool of water. But it's murky and kind of, there's lots of silt and mud in it. So you can't quite figure out what the 3 shadows are.
Yeah. So the rock sunk down about 15, 20 feet, but there's something shadowy moving about in the depths.
Do you need the light to see it?
See what?
The shadows.
The
Like,
rock is in the water.
Yeah.
Shadows are in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I cast light on a new item, that spell will go away. If he needs that in order to see them to kill them.
No, it like it's hit the bottom and it's already covered by silt and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll pick up a new rock. Rinse, lather, repeat.
Okay. So now you have a new light source.
And I'm watching back over this way to make sure nothing comes up behind us.
Okay.
I feel like I did my part in here, so.
Just start throwing rocks down there till you annoy them enough to come up and fight us. Because I don't want to be surprised. I don't want to grapple over there to those chests and have them all jump out
And get you.
and get just me over there trying to get the chests.
Why don't you shoot them?
With what?
The ceiling inside that chamber is about 20 feet.
A bitchy glare.
I've got a crossbow we could shoot them with.
I don't have
I
anything
have
to
a crossbow as well.
fists.
The thing is,
Shoot my fist.
we can't see the things. They're just shadowy figures
Yeah, we
at this
can't.
At this point, they're not even shadows anymore since that
Yeah.
light's gone out.
They were shadowy figures.
So at this point, you can't see them at all.
Can I go stick my head in the water?
That's not.
And
If you want. It's not going to really help with the overall clarity of the water.
no, I wouldn't be able to
It's a
see
thing with a
anything,
big
but I
mouth.
could talk to them.
You could talk
You
to
can
them
try.
without being in the water.
Do you speak fish folk?
Can you speak underwater?
I speak Aquan. Yeah, I'm amphibious.
Yeah, she can breathe underwater.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do
Black
that.
dragon.
Do that, dragon lady.
Alright, so I'll come up over here. I'm kind of hike my robes up out of the way and trying to hold them out from away from the water because I don't want to be soggy when I'm done.
Okay.
And then I just kind of stick my
You have
head
to
in the
kneel
water.
down to do that anyway.
Yeah.
Just bend over really.
You get your head into the water. It's not like.
Yeah, no, I know I'm kneeling, but I'm not trying to get my whole robes soaked.
Oh, okay.
So I'm holding
So-
those out of the way like a fucking lady. And
So you,
Fucking dragon lady.
so you dip your head into the water and look about, and you see probably about 15 feet away, you see something kind of swim by.
so I'll call out to an Aquan. Who goes there?
You see the shadow kind of turn and start moving towards you, and you see this Sahuagin kind of moving closer to you.
Do they speak Aquan? Are they evil? Alright. Oh, it's you. And I'll back up out of the water. It's a Sahuagin. Ready yourselves.
Dang it.
It could have been a were jellyfish. It could
Is
be
there
friendly.
enough time for Bree's character and mine to swap places before they come out and attack?
Oh yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of there.
There's no way that she's going to run all the way back to the back.
No, not all the way to the back, but
Like in the
let's
middle-ish.
see. He could be in this one, and I can be in that one. There we go.
All right, so pop all 3 of those guys up.
Whoops.
Is there not enough space for all 3 of them?
We can scoot back a little bit.
Oh, there is.
They wouldn't all be in base contact though.
Why not?
I don't think it's 3 wide.
That's why I asked if there was enough space.
No,
There's like
only
2.
There's yeah.
The other one can swim in the
Can
water
gurgle.
and egg them
Hiss
on.
menacingly.
Get him!
All right, initiative.
Oh, we drew them out. We didn't even have to shoot anything.
Wow.
Lou,
Shade off like 10.
8.
Callista,
13.
Wensu,
6.
Kara,
5.
Fishboat,
I'm really eager to
19.
fight
You're
them.
gonna be first.
Fishboat.
Are you looking at what you're going to do?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna use my crossbow.
Fishboat go first though.
All right, so they pop up, and immediately the red one or orange one, whatever it was, that's over there in front of Lou, will slash out with slash out with its claws, and then try to clamp his teeth around you. The claw will hit an armor class of 19
Alright. That hits.
for 5 points of slashing damage, and then it kind of tries to bite you, hitting an armor class of 14.
Miss.
but it just kind of basically latches onto the edge of your shield as you block its bite. Meanwhile, the other one is going to try to attack you.
And I'm going to
Kara.
use my reaction to give it disadvantage on its attack.
You're way better than
So
I
disadvantage on
I never
the
remember that.
slashing attack. So would a 13 hit you?
Nope.
Alright, so the slash misses and then it tries to bite you. Does a 14 hit you?
Nope.
So it slashes out and he kind of throws his shield out there and it kind of rakes across the shield. And then it tries to bite you, but you just kind of sidestep it. Meanwhile, the third one just kind of circles back and forth. So I'll move it to the far side.
He grabbed his friend's butt on the way past.
Not all the way over there, on the other side of his buddies.
He's doing that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trying to find a way
He's looking
out.
for an opening to get in there.
Alright.
Alright, so after the fish folk, it is Callista's turn.
I'm going to use my crossbow.
Okay.
So this one.
Which one are you shooting?
Hmm?
The
Which
red one or
one?
the blue one? Or the orange one?
Red one.
The red one? Okay.
10, 12.
Hit.
Nope.
No.
14.
14, sorry.
Still a hit.
5.
5 points.
Okay. Which one is she
The
shooting?
red one.
Red.
Which one is that?
The one on
The
the
one
wall,
in the
yeah.
middle? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so you launch a crossbow bolt at that one and it like sinks into its side, but it just kind of shakes it off. And the crossbow kind of bolt falls off and into the water. Who's next? Bree?
Check it out.
Calliste. She's going to cast Acid Splash on these two. So they'll both need to make a reflex save, DC 13. Is that the red one?
Yep.
Okay.
Fail.
And the blue one?
Fail.
Okay. So they'll each take 1d6 acid damage. So we'll say red one, blue one. So the red one takes 6 and the blue takes 5.
Oh. Said hot dang.
Hot dang. And then it's Lou's turn.
Alright. Since the red...
Just so you know, next time just roll one die since it's the same damage for both of them. Kind of
Is
like
it?
if you're doing a
Okay.
fireball, you don't roll separate damage for
every
each
target.
target. But we'll go with that for now, that's fine.
Alright, since the red
Well,
one's
good
in front of
damage,
me, I am going to slash at the red one.
Okay.
Eat it.
11.
That is a miss.
Wensu, and then Kara's up after that.
Alright, Winsu. There's nowhere for you to get up close enough to do anything, so you're just kind of... What would you like to do?
Circle back and forth and hiss menacingly. It's working for the other fish.
Do you have anything ranged?
I didn't get anything right this time. I wanted to.
Totally needs a ninja star.
Just start. No, I don't think I have. Wait.
Throw my lantern at it.
Just pick a rock up.
That really wouldn't work though because it's all wet.
No.
Trying to light a fish on fire. No, it doesn't work.
No, I'm
Start
not
with
throw my
distance.
own dagger at it, so.
Alright. So who's next?
After Wensu, it's Kara.
It's me.
Alright, Kara.
Punch, punch.
I'm gonna hit it with 2 hands.
The one directly in front of
The
you?
blue. Is that
Wait, do you
11?
have
It
the
wasn't
lantern
11
in
yet.
there?
I don't have the lantern. 17 main action and
I just
19
said, hold my
for the
lantern.
other one.
Punch.
Hit. Both hit.
Ten.
Alright. So punch punch quick to the rib cage of this like creature in front of you, dealing 10 points of damage, bringing it to that much. Okay. So you're like, and it just kind of snarls at you, but it's still on its feet.
Initiative.
Blue.
7.
Callista.
Wait, no?
Yeah, she did.
Callista.
7.
Wensu.
13.
Kara.
14.
Fishboat.
16.
Alright, so Calliste and the fishfolk are Simo. I'm just gonna do acid splash again, so reflex save for both again. Blue. Fail. Red.
Fail.
Okay. Nice. 1 point of damage for each of them.
It's just a little one drop of acid on them.
Like
Just a splash of acid.
Alright. So you fling your glob of acid at them, and it kind of goes behind them and just barely gets any on them.
Don't drink that water.
Meanwhile, the red one lashes out at Lou, clawing, then biting. The bite will hit for a grand total of 4 points of piercing damage as it just kind of sinks its teeth into your shoulder, and it will try to drag you into the water. So athletics check, please.
Thanks.
Holy shit. Nice.
Natural 20 for a 24 total.
Okay, so it gets a total of 18. It basically bites you and tries to drag you towards the water, but you just kind of yank loose, from its grip and stand your ground. Meanwhile, the other one, the blue one, lashes out at you with a claw, misses.
I want to do that.
And then,
Reaction disadvantage.
okay, for the first attack or the second attack?
Well, I already saw that you missed with the first attack, so can I do it for the second?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
It would have missed anyway. But it's like slashes out at you and again tries to bite you, but you are just too quick and nimble for this slow-moving, cold-blooded creature.
But now it's your turn to punch it.
But the other one moves back to this side. Yeah, pretty much.
Alright. I'll punch the blue one again.
It's starting to feel singled out.
Right?
You're making it feel a little
15
blue.
15 hits.
and 15.
Also hits.
What's that?
12.
Yeah, 12.
12 points.
Mhm.
Again, bam, bam. Quick shots. And causing the creature to almost immediately go limp and sink into the water.
Go.
Glub, 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 glub.
Ooh, treasure.
If he stays down there too long, he'll drown. Just kidding. Meanwhile,
After Kara, it's Wensu's turn.
So how deep is this section? They're standing, so Wensu could move
it's about a
up.
foot deep.
So you could move up to that open space.
Yeah.
You would be
It-
surrounded, but you could do something.
Yeah, because now that there's a spot there, you can move through your friend. It's cost you two squares of movement.
Is he in this square or is he in this square?
I'm
It's-
guessing he would be in that square
Probably.
right there because
Yeah.
the buddy would have been in that
Yeah.
Okay. But if I step in there, then I'm blocking her.
Well, she can
one.
still
She
hit
could
the
still
red
punch
one.
the red one though.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the red one is the only one that you get sneak attack on.
You could also choose to do nothing.
Yes.
Or swim out to the treasure.
And to get attacks of opportunity.
I'll
he
move
moves.
in.
Alright. So you move in like a blur of black feathers and studded leather. Kinku moves in to attack.
Really kinky outfit.
I'll be smart then. I'm gonna attack the one that I get sneak attack with you guys. So.
Alright, roll to hit.
Alright, so.
Nice.
So that is 23 to hit.
That is definitely it.
4 plus 1d6. So. 4, 8, 10.
10 points. Alright. So you slip in there and deftly just kind of glide your blade up in between its ribs and into its heart. And just kind of twist. Blood kind of spills out over your hand and causes the pool of water around you to get even more red as the fish drops to the ground. Dead. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Blub, blub.
Callista and Lou are Simo.
Okay.
We're making out next one.
Alright, Lou, what are you doing?
Honestly, I am going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Alright.
I'm
No shame.
He's bleeding.
pretty hurt, so
You've been getting smacked about around a bit, so.
Nice.
yeah. At least it's max. So, yay.
And
do I want to-
Callista?
I'm going to cast.
You can move or whatever if you want.
I'm actually going to step up, because that way
Actually,
I can protect him if he gets attacked.
There you go.
Interject my shield.
That was in that square.
Can I move up and then cast?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you don't see it.
As long as you don't move more than 30 feet.
1, 2, 3. And then.
Are you trying to cast on the fish? Because if so, you'll have to move one more square.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah,
move
yeah.
up.
You can't
Yeah,
throw
I
one
want to see
inside.
that fish.
Yeah, it's
There
right in
you
the
go.
corner.
And I will cast Witch Bolt.
Okay.
Which will give me
Which one? Which bolt?
on the orange one. So,
We get it. He's just being a dick.
Yeah, like, which bolt is which?
What'd you roll to hit?
So 20?
That is
more
a
than
hit.
that.
No, sorry. No.
Oh, you rolled a natural 20?
No.
She rolled a 16.
She just has a +6, so...
Oh, okay. So you hit.
Okay.
How much damage do you do?
2.
2 points. Okay.
Which bolt? Only a d12?
helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She went like this. It's like a rubber band gun.
So you kind of move around the corner and you're like, this, with this bolt of, what color electricity do you choose to do?
Red.
Red. So this bolt of this red electrical energy connects you to the creature and you're just like, just shocking it.
Are you force lightning this bitch?
Pretty much, yeah.
Plus, I
Meanwhile-
continuously do
Initiative.
that after.
Yeah, because you don't have to roll to hit again.
Blue?
14.
Just make sure that you mark off your spell slots.
Yeah, because
I
you used
have one more left.
You have more than that.
No, because I
Because
used
these...
Thunder.
No, you haven't used...
I used Thunder and then I used Witch Bolt.
You haven't
or
used
something.
Thunder.
When did you use
You use a
Thunder?
crossbow.
You used a crossbow and you used firebolt.
No, I thought I used Thunder.
Nope.
No, I used Firebolt. That's right. So I
Yeah.
have 3 now.
What's your initiative?
7. Sorry.
What's
12.
car?
5.
Don't whisper.
Fish vote.
17.
Noise. I'm still first. Okay. Acid splash on the 1.
Okay.
So reflex save DC 13. Sorry, dexterity save. But you passed, so fuck
Yeah.
you.
So you just
fish
kind
vote.
of throw some acid out in the middle of the water.
Well, there's a lot of people between me and them. Okay, I was throwing further rather than short. But it's the fish boat's turn.
I also appreciate it.
So, against Winsu,
I
it's
will
going to attack.
use my reaction.
Alright, so, claw.
Fumble.
Ooh.
I mean,
It's worth it.
yeah.
And then with its bite, it's still gonna miss. It, apparently being electrocuted has
Well, he's standing in water.
really messed up this thing's reflexes, and it's just like flailing about.
It's either
In
that,
front
Give
of you.
Sahuagin PP.
You start to smell what smells kind of like roasted fish.
it's either that or they left the B team in charge of watching the chests. These guys will be fine watching the chests.
What's the worst that could happen?
Smell of cooked fish gets me a little excited.
Damn.
You want to fillet it right now.
All right, Lou.
Alright, I'm gonna draw my longsword down onto it and slice it up. 13.
Hit.
These fish eyes are perfect, by the way.
For 12 points of slashing damage.
12 points. Bringing it to a
Did you
12.
guys paint them?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, so you slash into it with a deep gash into its leg and up it kind of into its belly a little bit. And it just kind of snarls.
And then it is Wensu's turn.
All right, Winsu.
Oh, thank you.
Eyes are super smart.
Alright. I'm going to attack. Hopefully I can hit. For 13.
Hit.
Picking up D4.
Better than stepping on them.
Yeah. Feels like a claw game.
6.
What level are you? Oh, that's right. 1d6.
26. So I got 9. Points of
Nine.
damage.
All right. So again, you jab the blade into this fish's guts and you yank up on it. And you just kind of disembowel it, and its insides kind of spill out to the water, and it just kind of drops there onto the sandy beach.
One wonders if he has
His
a
body
racial
just
advantage.
kind of quivering. But other than being now filled with fish blood and bodies, the path to the chests seems to be clear at the moment.
I start stripping. So I'm down to just my basic tunic.
Okay.
I'm just gonna swim across
Okay.
because I'm in traveler's clothes anyway.
While they're swimming, I'm gonna check the bodies real quick right here.
Okay. So,
I'm gonna leave my stuff piled.
Perhaps there's a key. That's what.
all right. So you begin checking the bodies. You
I'm
swim
gonna
across.
Check the body of the one that went down, and I want to check the area below for more treasure.
So the one that's down at the bottom of the pool?
Yeah.
Alright, so you swim down to the bottom of the pool. And you begin swimming over towards the chests. What is your movement?
40?
So you can swim 20 feet around. So it takes you a little bit to get over there, but not too bad. Only a few seconds, really.
I had a question about that. In the book, it says for each level it's plus 10 to my movement speed. Do I add that to this every time? Or
No,
is
I don't
that-
think it's each level.
I don't know.
That would be crazy fucking
Right?
insane.
I was like, how
But
am I
level 10,
that
you're
much
just
of a
teleporting
ninja?
everywhere.
Yeah, just-
I have to pee. Done and back.
They
Oh, I didn't wash my hand.
Dragon
Done
Ball
and
Z
back.
with the monkey.
No. Okay, what it does is each level that tells you what your extra your movement is on armor.
It'll go up to plus 15 at 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, that's crazy. I don't think that's possible.
Yeah. Alright. On the two... well, hold on before we do that. Alright, so you're swimming across, you're swimming down, you're checking the two bodies here. What are you doing?
I'm going to start swimming across as well.
You're going to swim across as well?
Yes.
Alright, so put the monk and the sorceress on the other side of the pool. Lou, what are you doing?
I'm in chainmail, so I probably shouldn't swim across.
Do you have a stealth
Do I have a different?
stealth penalty?
I don't believe so. Give me a second, right here.
Looks like he's been drinking and passed out.
Chainmail. Yes, I
Just
do.
fell over.
Yeah.
You would have disadvantage on swim checks, but since the water itself doesn't seem to have a current or anything, you don't really need a swim check. It's just
All right.
Unless I reach up and grab your foot just to fuck with you.
Well, if it seems like I'll be able to go across safely, I will then.
okay. So move you three across. All right. So you. Actually, I'll just tell you what you guys get in total because they all have the same thing. Is that fine?
So he would double his?
Huh?
Because
No,
each
I'm-
fish has the same thing?
No, each one has the same thing. I'm just telling you what the total is.
He's just gonna add everything together.
Okay.
Because I have it
You
written
write it
down
down
as a total, not as individuals.
You write it down. You're the
So
rogue.
there, in total, there's 21 gold pieces,
Okay.
30 silver pieces,
Okay.
120 copper pieces, and 9 pearls.
Hopefully the copper's on yours.
Hmm?
I said, hopefully the copper's on yours. I don't feel like carrying all that shit up. It's like 6 pounds of metal right there. Was there anything else down in their lair area? Laria?
No.
Does it continue anywhere, or is it just a dead end
It's
pool?
just a pool.
Okay. I'll make my way up to the surface, swimming towards the chests.
Okay, so you go over to join them. All right, so the other three are looking at the chests, and you see that there are 4 total chests. 3 of them appear to be completely unlocked. There's no locks on the latches or anything, while the 4th one has a heavy iron lock that's slightly corroded.
All right.
Why are you still over there?
All the chests appear to be identical in their
Maybe
overall
a
make
pearl
and design.
Okay.
All right. Which one's the locked chest?
The one on the far end.
Over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, I will open the one I'm by.
All right.
While they're opening chests, can I start swimming that way?
Yeah.
I want to try and open it first.
Can I swim?
Yeah, you can swim.
You can't fly.
Alright,
Wow.
so you open up that chest, and inside you find some ruined books, basically some waterlogged books, and some scrolls, also all kind of waterlogged.
Anything that appears like it would be worth taking?
Salvage.
These books look like, before they were ruined by all the seawater and everything, probably were a fairly valuable collection. But,
But currently, like, the
In-
scrolls
in
and
this-
the books are not.
yeah,
Okay.
Any of the covers inlaid with gold?
no. They were just finely made, and it was a set.
Alright. Well, nothing but waterlogged books and scrolls in this one.
Alright, so what are you two doing?
I'm gonna open the one in front of me if that's okay.
The second
She's
one.
The
next.
second chest?
Mhm.
Alright. You open that one up, and you see in here is a
Get a pencil.
bunch of bolts of silk. The silk itself is wet, but you feel that you could probably dry it out and salvage it.
Seawater.
It wouldn't
If it's
be
rinsed
easy.
really well.
Yeah, it wouldn't be easy, but it's something that could potentially be salvaged. As you're kind of digging through the bolts of silk, you find 6 potion bottles with a red potion inside of it that seems to sparkle with like glittery gold sparkles inside of it.
Gold sugar. Leave it there.
I like
Okay.
Bushwalker. Action.
Anything else, or
No, that's all that's in that chest.
how many bolts of silk are there?
Let's see. 6 bolts of silk.
I'll take 2.
Okay, do you have anything to put them in? Because they're about 3 feet long,
No,
about
that's
a
fair.
foot wide,
I think I
about
just have a backpack.
4 inches thick.
I just have a backpack.
You can stick it in your backpack. It would just stick out the top.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Right. So you take a couple of bolts of silk. So that's about 10 pounds.
And
Since
if
it's
they're
wet.
wet, it's yeah.
All right. So, Aaron, are you opening up the third chest?
I am, but I ate the paper on my candy.
That's hot. Shows dedication.
Yes.
Third
Alright.
chest.
So you open the third chest, and you see several bottles of wine in there. 24 to be precise.
Party.
And there's like little, the box is split up into compartments basically for the bottles to be nestled in there pretty good. And they're padded.
I'm gonna open one up and take a drink.
Alright, so you open up one of the bottles of wine and take a drink of it, and it's good wine. Not the most expensive wine, but it's definitely not cheap wine.
Take maybe 5 bottles, put them in my backpack.
Okay.
I'm assuming these chests wouldn't like float if we tried to. We couldn't just like push them across.
You could drag them across, but no, they wouldn't float.
Okay.
But if you had rope and stuff, you could get them across.
Pencil.
Open my chest. Or I'm gonna try.
You're gonna try to unlock it?
Alright, so these tools is just dexterity.
Yep.
I got an 11.
Are you proficient?
Yes.
Did you add your proficiency modifier?
No. 13.
You try to unlock it, but you can't get the mechanism to trip.
You slash
Okay.
at it.
It was worth a shot. Plus the rogue's on his way over here anyway.
Meanwhile, you kind of come up on the beach and you see that one of the chests is locked. She kind of fumbles around with the lock a little bit and then just kind of gives up and looks at you.
I start casting a spell though. A ritual casting.
Okay. What?
Tensor's floating disc.
Oh, okay.
I walk over, kind of look at her because she's constantly taking everything. and
You live
trying
one body.
trying to unlock things.
You're stepping on my shtick.
Right? This is my niche.
Walk over.
Kind of
Which one is
unnerved
that?
by the bird folk, so I'm gonna take a step.
I'll try to unlock it.
All right, give me a check.
He's eyeing my eyeballs like he's going to eat them.
Dexterity plus your
Proficiency.
proficiency modifier.
Well, you should have a +6
Huh? Yeah.
because your proficiency. Yeah.
16.
All right, so you're like, and click, and the lock kind of unlocks in your hand.
Pick the lock up. Look at her and go on the ground.
All right, so you open it up and you look inside and you find 6 silver plates, 6 silver goblets, and a set of silverware for 6.
Missing one?
Nope.
No. So
It's
it's
a different set.
different set. Okay.
Also in here you find a pair of fine blue cotton boots, a bit waterlogged, but they have they're blue cotton, and they have white feathers stitched around the top. Basically embroidered feathers, not actual feathers sewn to the boot.
Here I was thinking that they're a little gaudy. Little Elton John.
And you also find a glass orb in there, approximately about this big. And it's almost like a snow globe. Is there some sort of sparkle? There's liquid inside of it and like floating glittery bits of gold.
Shaking it.
As you blow us all up because
Right,
it's
it's an alchemist bomb.
But it doesn't seem to do anything when you shake it.
Magic? Kind of asking. But saying at the same time.
I'm casting a spell, so I can't check.
You? You can use magic,
just-
right?
You can do an Arcana check at the very least, see if you can recognize what it is.
All right, so you're gonna check the
Your
little
bag.
little glass ball. All right.
It's a remember roll.
Arcana check or
We just keep forgetting.
5.
5.
Isn't
You
that
kind of
nice
look
when
at
it
it. You're like,
sparkles?
it doesn't look magical. It looks like a kind of a weird snow globe type thing.
I'm gonna look around at everyone and say, "There's wine in here if anybody wants some.
I'll take some.
It's good." Take another swig of my wine.
All right, so you get your spell done.
Sweetie.
Is it a concentration
Sweetie,
spell?
sweetie.
I don't think
Where
so.
is all the rum?
I will double check. Hide the rum.
Have you seen that? The deer? The swiggity sweetie deer?
I can't wear the boots anyway, can I? That's the way my feet are.
No, you can wear them.
But do you wear cloth? I'm like eyeballing your boots you found.
It can hold
They
up
don't
to
match your
5
outfit.
But it's a concentration.
They are made out of cloth, but they're not cloth boots.
Oh. Okay. Well, I guess I didn't understand that then.
They don't match your outfit.
Is it a
That's why.
concentration spell?
It'll last up to 1 hour.
All right. And how much can it carry?
Up to 500 pounds.
Okay.
It is a 3-foot
Didn't match
disc.
yours.
1 inch thick.
I
So-
wear fine clothes.
We could load one chest
Not
onto
anymore, you
it,
got any salt water.
and then
You
load
can-
that chest up with anything we can fit in it.
Okay. Well, the chest with the silverware and stuff in it probably has the most room.
Okay.
So we could put all the silverware in it.
So we could load all the silver. We could basically put the whole box onto my disc, load that up, and put the bolts on the fabric on the side next to the box, and
Yeah.
it would all fit.
Yeah. What else are you going to put into the chest?
There was nothing here except the boots, right?
They're the bolts.
Oh, the
That's the
bolts.
fabric
The
and
boots were in
I
with the
took
one.
bolts of
place.
fabric and the 6 potions.
And then this one's clothing. And
No, that
potions.
was the line.
That one's just
That's the
24
one.
bottles of
I
wine.
took the potions
Well, 19.
and
It was 24. She drank 5 bottles of wine.
No,
I
but
took
she
them.
put them in the backpack.
Oh, okay.
I
You
took
guys can
the-
put more wine in.
I
Yeah.
took the potions and 2 bolts of silk. So
Okay, so we'll load the other 4 bolts of silk. And the other, how many bottles do you think we could get in there with the silverware?
Probably all of them.
Okay. 4 bolts of silk. 19 bottles of wine.
On the wall.
Take one down, pass it around. Boom, car's drunk. Alright,
Now what?
Now we go
I think we're done here.
You can't cast anything else while that disc is out, can you?
No, that's why I checked it, had her check to see if it's concentration.
Oh, okay. You can.
She can she could cast other things as long as it's not a concentration spell.
So I'm showing her the boots.
Alright, knowledge arcana check to see if they are arcana.
Make an Arcana check.
17.
You wanna check
The boots are magical.
that little ball thing too?
Magic boots.
You recognize some of the runes and stuff inside the hem of the boots and everything.
What flavor boots are they?
Blue.
They are blue with feathers on them.
Okay.
Smurf.
So I don't know what they do.
Smurf test.
There's also the globe thing.
Boots of levitation. Let's see. When you wear the boots, you can use an action to cast a levitate spell on yourself at will. We'll have to mark how many times a day it's good for.
It doesn't have times a day.
So you can literally just hovercraft all the way around.
No, it's an
As
action.
per the levitation spell.
Okay.
The Birdman
Cool.
probably wants them.
So whatever the levitation spell allows you to do, those boots let you do.
I can finally fly, you guys.
Too bad the feathers are white.
And
They're flying boots.
Did you want to check the globe or?
Yeah, I'll check the globe too.
Okay. They are not flying boots. They are levitating boots.
14.
The globe is also magical, but you don't know what it does. Not with the 14.
The globe's also magical, so be careful with it. But I'm not sure
I'm
what it
over
does.
here.
That'll take more studying. Yeah. How about my ring? I'll never know what this ring does. 8.
8? Yeah, you don't know.
Do I get a bonus for wearing it?
No.
It's worth a shot. Alright. Who wants some levitating boots? Birdman?
I would recommend reading the levitation spell before. Don't
Yeah.
assume as to what it does, because Bree already said that it makes you fly, and that's not what it does.
Levitate makes you go up or down.
So it's one action. It has a range of 60 foot, concentration up to 10 minutes. In this case, it's just on yourself because of the boots.
Right.
You can rise vertically up to 20 feet and remain suspended there for the duration. You can levitate a target that weighs up to 500 pounds. And you can move only by pushing or pulling against a fixed object or surface within reach, which allows it to move as if it were climbing. You can change the altitude by up to 20 feet in either direction on your turn. If you are the target, you can move up or down as part of your move. When the spell ends, the target floats gently to the ground if it is still aloft. So,
Basically, you just go. Most of
Yeah,
the
you
stuff.
basically go up and down.
Up in air.
No. It only works on you.
Oh,
Yeah.
like, you can cast it on something else, but these boots specifically only cast it on the wearer.
oh, okay.
So,
Otherwise, yeah. If they fail their saves.
yeah.
But the boots allow you to go up and down, and you can basically float in the air, and you can, like, if you were holding onto the wall, drag yourself along the edge of the wall or whatever.
You know, or have someone push you.
Yeah.
But it only lasts for 10 minutes at a time.
Okay.
But it is at will, so you can cast it any number of times.
And it uses an action, so if you're in combat, you can't attack anything that the turn you use it. So
Correct.
It would be useful.
They are generally useful.
Lou has no interest in the boots of levitation.
Neither do I. I like my feet on the ground.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Like every time you take a flight path. That's
I'll hold on to them and
Okay.
wear
well, you
them.
don't really hold them. You just put them on your feet.
They
You know,
require
well-
attunement, so you
Yeah.
can't use them right away, but after.
Unless you decide you guys need to take a short rest.
Yeah.
But you guys do have a limited amount
Yeah.
of time.
No,
Get out of there. Just
I'm
get
not
out.
wearing any shoes anyway. So.
Alright. So we've got a loaded
They're
chest.
magical, so they will adjust to fit your feet.
Okay.
So they'll
Well, they-
look a little odd on you. But
Like booties.
They have
Kinda.
those weird running
They'll
toe
basically it'll do the ninja thing where you basically have it, but you'll have like individual toes stick out there.
shoes. Camel toe boots.
Wearing toe shoes before they were cool.
All right, so you make your way back to that intersection.
Do you guys want to check out the other path and see if there's anything down there, or
We could maybe
someone
send
go over there?
1 or 2 people, and if we hear combat, I guess we join.
Just go.
Well, we could just all go take a look and up to the edge of the water there and see if there's anything.
Do you want to take your tensor's floating disc chest outside? Or do you want to risk dragging this thing around with you everywhere?
Well, we don't know we're done in, like, we're not done in here.
Yeah, but you're not putting anything else on your disc.
You could just hang out here while we
Leave
walk
it.
this way.
And since it doesn't cost you any slots to recast it, there's no reason why you can't park the chest somewhere.
Okay.
Park it in the middle. Or park it outside.
Park it outside. Just drop it right there.
Alright.
Okay.
As you go out there, you can see the Barracuda is kind of anchored off to the side a little bit, so you can see it from where you're at.
And where's the water at right now?
Same place it was,
Okay.
outside.
Oh, I mean, is
In
it
the ocean.
rising?
Tide hasn't
Not
come
yet.
in yet.
The tide's not coming in yet.
Okay.
Oh, she died. Okay. This isn't helpful. I don't fucking know what I'm doing.
Alright. Meanwhile, what are you guys
Snaking
doing?
around.
Investigating the water at
Yeah,
the
so up here you said that it dips down.
Yeah, it dips down, and from what you can see, it just kind of, from up here, it looks like it dead ends.
Okay. And we can't really see very far into the water because it's dark about
Yeah, it's-
how far it might go.
Yeah,
Throw
you're
another
not
rock
really
with
certain.
light cast on it.
Hmm?
Throw another rock with light cast on it.
Alright, so you throw that off into the water, and it goes down about 8 feet.
Do we see anything on the way down? Or?
Ugh. I'll just strip down again to my tunic.
Okay.
Like, I don't know why I even got dressed and kind of wade out into the water.
Alright, so you
Since
wade
you can
out into
actually
the
breathe.
water.
Yeah.
And
I'll take my light source with me.
do you go down?
Yeah, basically I want to see if this connects through to anything.
Because basically the ceiling goes all the way down to water level.
Yeah.
So you get down there and you get into the water, and there is a passage that goes further into the rock. But you're not certain. Without going into it, and you won't know how far it goes. But
Okay.
there's definitely a passage here.
Okay, I'll go poke my head up above the surface. I'll be like, there's a passage. I'm going to take a look. I'll be back. I just want to see if a human could get through there with breathing. Trust me, if there's anything dangerous in there, you guys can kill it. And then I'll swim through.
Alright, so you dip that back below the surface, and with your swim speed, your tail does the kind of like the crocodiles, like
Yeah. I
You
keep a
kinda-
mental count though of how long it takes me to get through.
Okay. You travel, and it goes through and opens up into a larger area. You're going to go all the way up to breach the water.
I want to see if I can breach the water, yeah. How far to the surface, basically.
Where you okay? So you
I
just
don't
kind
know
of
what more you want from me with that.
no, you just kind of breach the water, and you see several Sahuagin in there, kind of looking at you. Since you didn't bother to try to be stealthy or sneaky in any way, you just kind of pop up into this chamber and look around, and you see they just kind of look at you. There seems to be 3 warrior types and then 1 caster type in a room that looks like there's a sunken temple altar area in this chamber.
That's cool. However, I'm going back.
Okay.
So I will.
So it's about a 90-foot passageway.
Okay, so they couldn't come through here anyway.
Yeah, they can.
They only have
Why-
swim speed at 20.
So, what does that got to do with anything?
So that's what, 4 or 5 rounds?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm going back through.
All right. So you duck back down and start swimming back the other direction.
I will do the swimming equivalent of sprinting.
Okay. So double moving.
Yeah.
So it takes you about 2 rounds to get back.
Yeah.
And you see her come pop back out of the water.
Where'd you go?
Did you
So-
make that one?
No, I pop that.
So there may or may not be more Sahuagin following me. There's a temple through there. It's about 90 feet to get through to the other side. I say we wait and see if they come out.
Well, I ready my weapon.
Kind of back up a little bit.
I'll be as near the front. Probably don't want her.
Yeah, I was gonna say, send me back, please.
Are you gonna move back and put your clothes on?
I'll move to the back, but I'm not going to put my clothes on yet.
Alright, so you're standing there,
Maybe I'll get a
Waiting.
tunic.
waiting, waiting. How long are you guys going to just stand here and wait?
Honestly, if
2
they're
minutes.
not, yeah.
You
2
said
minutes.
90 feet, so
No.
however long we would assume it would take them to swim 90 feet.
They'd be back just as quick as she was.
So with my
Actually,
tail
faster.
swims like a crocodile, does that mean I can do the cool crocodile blink blink thing that they do out of the water?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know, like 1 or 2
Do your
minutes. If
TikTok
nothing
videos
happens, we
around?
should just turn around and go back to our.
No, I haven't
Yeah,
tried
you
to-
could have easily just kind of breached the water just enough to look around, but you just didn't specify at all as to what you were trying to do.
And breach the water. I'm not.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to be sneaky. Okay.
Yeah, when the DM says, "Are you sure you want to do that?" It's like
He didn't say you were dead though. He just like
He gave
awkwardly
you that
stared at
face.
me like.
You gave that. Are you sure? You
Well,
want
all right
that
then.
face?
No, I gave her the, is there any more you want to add to that face? And
Alright,
she
so-
chose not to.
You said there was a temple down there. Do we want to try and risk finding more Sahuagin to take it out to take a look, or do we just want to
No.
cut and run?
It's not like a whole building. You can tell him this. It's not like a whole building. It's like some pillars and an altar.
No, so like a makeshift temple.
But there's probably more treasure.
It's a ruin though.
Yeah, but by the time we swam, everyone swam over there, and
We fought and got back.
We,
We
could
should
be
just
stuck
go.
down here.
Plus, we
air,
can't
isn't
carry more treasure on us unless it's on our persons. This can't carry that much.
There's dust already outside.
yeah, but if we
but
don't
we can't
get,
carry both.
You've got 2 hours.
I think we could do it. We could make it time wise. It's just a matter of if we want to. They're not likely to have anything of interest in there for me.
How
They're not
many
going to have
were there?
scrolls and knowledge. They're fish.
He said that was a spellcaster.
Probably
Spellcasters
a
typically require
Sorcerer or some
swimsuit.
other natural caster. Very carefully not looking at the charlatan.
As the ship outside was already plundered, though.
Yeah, but those books were destroyed.
There's other things there.
We've already found stuff of magical use. There could be
More.
plenty more.
Yeah, I don't think these guys are running around wearing magic slippers.
So there's
I
5
don't
of
know,
us.
One of us
Who
got
wants to
paired
go?
Magic slippers.
So only one of you wants to go.
In there? Yeah, I want to go.
And you want to go or no?
Sure. I don't want you to feel alone, so I'll go.
if you guys are all going, we'll go.
Well, he's trying to get you guys to vote.
I see no point in going.
I say no.
There could be rum.
I have a wine.
It doesn't matter that the rum's gone.
Lou, what do you say?
Now,
You're the deciding factor.
we came out here to pillage the ship and to find the treasures that were on the ship. We
Pillage
didn't find.
is a strong term.
Well, we came here to salvage what we could of the ship. We didn't find any treasure on the ship, and we didn't find any human remains. So there is a slim possibility that if it's an altar, maybe they're keeping the humans from the ship alive to sacrifice them. It's what I would do if I were an evil fish. So,
Or dragon.
or dragon.
Well, we also have had people from the mainland get hurt by these. I say, let's go do it.
Okay.
Let's clear this evil.
We're going
I
then.
should say.
All right. So, what's your marching order? You going to send the fast swimmer first?
It'd probably be best. I can show them where the entrance is. Basically, lead the way.
Can we hold your tail? Just pull us through.
All right. What's your con?
Actually,
Do we really want to split up?
2
All right.
modifier.
So you have a 2 modifier, which means you can hold your breath for 2 minutes.
Okay. How long does it take to get?
Mark that down. And you can swim 20 feet around.
Okay.
One round is 6 seconds.
Okay.
So 90, so that's what, still under 2 minutes to get across, right?
Yeah, 2 minutes would be 20 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
What's your constitution?
My modifier? 1.
So you can hold your breath for 1 minute, which is 10 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your movement speed?
30.
30. So you can swim 15 feet in a round.
Mm-hmm.
What's your constitution?
2.
Your constitution modifier is a +2. Alright, so that means you can hold your breath for 2 rounds. What's your movement speed?
30.
Which means you can swim 15 feet in a round.
2 as well.
So
Speed of 30.
2
so,
minutes,
yeah.
15 feet. And then of course,
Gills.
yeah.
I don't think we should send the fastest first, though. I think we should have the slowest or the toughest up front and have everyone move as close together as possible.
You just want to be in the lead.
I want us to be safe.
Now, you might put the one that can't hold his breath as long in some position where he's going to be able to get assistance.
He can swim with me
Yeah, I was gonna say.
because I could pull him up.
I mean, he can still make it through in plenty of time. I'm just saying that
In
he's...
case something happens.
Yeah.
Like somebody's in the water.
Yeah. So they're probably ready for us.
Should we check? Have you look underwater first?
Plus, I have a history of drowning characters. Okay,
Well, not yet, guess.
I'll go
Alright.
through with the light rock.
Alright, so you're going first.
Um.
I need a marching order. That's all I need.
So you first, and the gimmies,
Okay, so put them in order.
and then the Kenku. Me behind the Kenku. And then Punchy Punch.
I'll bring up the.
You'll go last? Okay.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm a good swimmer.
There you go. That's the order we're going.
Alright.
Keeping our senses peeled for anything moving in the water. There's a weird shaped thing at the house that I want you to explain to me when we get a chance. Because it looks like it's part of a map, but it's just weird shaped. And it hasn't popped up in tonight's adventure, so I'm thinking it's...
Did it pop up on Facebook?
Huh?
All right. So as you begin moving in that direction, you're swimming, using the walls to kind of pull yourself along because it's narrow enough that you can do so. You make your way through, but you don't seem to encounter any of the Sahuagin. So you're fairly certain at this point that they're probably lying in wait for when you get to the other side. As you move into the larger chamber, and you see a flash of movement coming towards you from the left and the right
Is this like
in the water.
sand over here?
Put this one up by the altar. Yeah, sand.
King more.
Well, we still have some stronger spells that haven't been used yet.
I haven't used any of my spells yet. Well, that's not true. I cast it. Which is still shite. I'm only 15 from my own
Over
class.
behind the altar.
Or not.
Casterfish.
Alright, so as you come in there, you see two of the Sahuagin in the water, and they start moving towards you. So, initiative.
Lou,
13.
Callista, Wensu,
5.
Kara.
24.
Jesus.
I'm excited.
Do you need 1 or 2?
1.
Okay, fish boat.
8.
Well, Kara's going first.
She does nothing. She's gonna have to hold her action because I'm pretty sure she's
She's in the back.
trapped all the way in the back.
And she only punches.
Dang it.
She can
Lou?
punch this all the way forward.
Alright, well, I will move up.
So you can move 15 feet from where you're at.
And I'm.
At that point, you are in about chest deep of water.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm going to attack
All right.
the blue one. 25.
That is a hit.
I wish I could crit on 19.
Wrong system, right?
9 points of slashing damage to blue.
No.
I believe he can die.
Sorry, my page just got all mixed up.
Can you believe you can get stirred up fried?
All right, you said 9.
9 points of slashing, yes.
All right, so you slash out at that one, dealing 9 points of damage, raking across its upper torso as it's basically trying to make its way towards you quickly. But you have the advantage, being prepared. You lunge forward. They seem to be a little slow to act. Bree, as you're leaning on the initiatives, who's next?
It's the bad guy's turn.
All right, so the one that you ran up to or swam up to attack will lash back out at you, clawing at you, hitting an AC of 9.
Nope.
And then trying to bite you, hitting an AC of 6. Meanwhile, the other one swims directly towards the entrance of the passageway and encounters the first person inside the tunnel.
That's Come on.
And cocked. Wow. Why does it keep... Okay, it will slash at you with its claw, hitting an AC of 17.
Hit.
For 5 points of slashing damage. God, why does it keep getting cocked? There we go. And then the bite attack will hit an armor class of 12.
Miss.
And will not hit.
Yeah.
And now it's the rest of the party's turn. Because literally everyone else rolled a 5. Wensu, Callista, and Calliste.
Winsu, what are you doing? You have this Sahuagin all up in your face. You're trapped underwater. You can't go back and you can't go forward.
I got attacking.
Alright.
Can you
So,
do-
how many rounds at his
Is-
movement speed? At 15
There's-
feet around.
There's nothing above. There's ceiling above me, right?
Yeah, there's ceiling above you.
I'll
There
do
is
the
no
math there.
open air.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, he can't get under or over the Sahuagin either.
It's been 6 rounds to get through the tunnel.
Alright, so you have 4 rounds before you can no longer hold your breath.
Okay.
Starting with this round.
Can't get him over it. Got under it. Gonna have to fight. Alright. I'm gonna have to fight him
Okay?
then. 14.
14. Hit.
For 8 points of damage.
Oh, nice. Alright, who's next?
Let's see. Well, we're all together. So because we're simultaneous, after he attacks, can I switch places with him?
No.
No? Okay. Then I guess I just have to try and kill it as quickly as possible.
Can I use a crossbow underwater?
You can try.
Torpedo
I'll
then.
try that.
I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb
Okay. What,
on the
what type?
ice.
Ice. Okay.
Yeah.
Freeze
Let's
the water in
see.
front of me.
There's a block of ice in the way.
It's a roll to hit.
Kick it out.
Okay, that's what I was checking. 11.
That is a miss.
Alright.
So you lob an orb of ice to the other side, and you see it like a whole section of the water just kind of crystallizes, and then bloop, big ice cube, essentially, sphere of ice, kind of floats up to the surface.
Okay.
Who's next?
Well, like I said, we were all Simo, but Callista, Simo hasn't gone yet.
So
Well, she's
Can
the
I
only
try?
one that has range. So Shooting your crossbow, you will have disadvantage.
So you roll
underwater.
twice and take the lowest.
I rolled a 4 and a 17.
So the
So eight.
Four.
So the 4 will miss. So you're just kind of like, bloop, and it just kind of goes, whoosh, and the wood kind of causes it to kind of float and drift upwards a little bit, with the tip kind of hanging down.
Just the tip. Gesundheit.
Well, the tip is metal, the rest of it's wood, so it just kind of, and then just kind of bobs up at the top up against the roof.
Initiative. What you got?
20.
So there's no way for me to swim past them.
There's no room for you. There's no place for you to
A
go.
20 for nothing.
Gold star. Callista.
Oh, 8. Sorry.
Wensu.
24.
Keep forgetting. Can't.
Kara.
15.
Deshipo.
19.
Wensu.
Attack him again.
Hurt him.
Sorry, because it's
Oh.
Why are you telling me that?
Can you look up Bane?
7. So I missed.
Alright, so you
after
try to
Wensu-
lash out at it, but you just kind of glance off of its slimy scales.
What do you need to know?
Range
6,
and
30.
number of targets.
Up to
Get it.
3
Up to 3.
and
I
30.
said that's so sad.
Morbid.
I'm
That's
gonna
what I
try
wrote
and
next to it.
cast.
Is what I wrote
Not
next
that.
to it.
Huh.
Did you show
Second
Aaron?
level fucking sucks. Alright, acid splash it is then. So, I will try and cast an acid splash at that guy. Dexterity saving throw, DC 13. Nice. Okay, so he takes 1 point of acid damage.
Brings it to 9.
And that's Lou's turn.
So I can see that.
They're everybody's
blocked.
going before 19.
Yeah, I rolled
Yeah.
like 20.
Nice.
24,
No,
21,
it's fine. I
20.
So I can see that that Sahuagin's basically blocking the tunnel, right?
Yeah, it's down below the surface.
I'm going to not disengage, but move away from this one. And
It
it's
is, okay, so it
Yeah.
gets its attack of opportunity. It's going to attempt to bite you. We'll hit an armor class of 19.
that will hit.
It will do 5 points of piercing damage and then latch hold of you.
So I have to do an athletics.
Yeah.
I've got good athletics, but 14.
Alright, so you just kind of tear free and move in that direction.
All right, and I'm gonna slash at the red one that's blocking the passageway.
Now that you're completely underwater, you'll have disadvantage trying to swing through the water.
Okay.
You guys are weird.
11.
11. Too bad. Miss. Who's next?
Fishy poke.
Alright, so the Sahuagin that you were fighting
Sorry.
will move towards you,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one will continue to try to attack you. So on you first. Claw hit an armor class of 22,
That'll hit.
and then the bite will roll a natural 1.
He bit his tongue.
And we'll do 3 points of slashing damage with its claws. Well, the other one on you,
I have to be next to him.
oh, okay. So we'll try to slash at you.
He tried though.
Hit an AC of 17.
Hit.
And then try to bite you. And hit an AC of 15.
Yes.
Alright, so again, slashes and hits with. It does 3 points of slashing damage with its claws as it just kind of tears into you. Its bite can't seem to find purchase on you, though. Meanwhile,
After the bad guys, it is Kara.
Still stuck in back.
Callista.
I guess I'll try. What else can I try? I can't really cast underwater. No lightning spell.
That would be a very bad spell to cast right now.
Yeah.
well, you can't breathe underwater, so you can't cast underwater anyway.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because a lot of spells require you to say something as
Yeah.
part of casting it.
So I guess I'll try my crossbow again.
Okay.
Roll twice, take the lowest. Oh, that's good.
20.
Hit.
And it's 58. Natural 1 plus 4, 5.
5 points.
Five. Okay. This time the crossbow bolt finds purchase slightly in its rib cage, but it presses its attack, seeming intent on killing the bird folk that is in your party. Is that everybody?
Lou,
7.
Callista,
12.
Wensu,
18.
Kara,
7.
and Fish folk.
16.
Okay, so Wensu is first.
All right, Winsu,
You have sneak attack this time.
If I can hit it.
if you can hit it.
And I rolled a 1.
God damn. All right.
That's the second one.
For you.
Okay,
No,
so
that's the
after
second one in a
Wensu,
row.
Oh.
it's Callista's turn. She's
And
gonna
I'm
acid
after that.
splash the same fish. DC 13 dexterity save.
Fail.
2 points of damage. Then it's the fish folks' turn.
All right. Move the Sahuagin up there by the temple down to the bottom of the steps there. The bottom, all the way to the bottom. And then the other one will just kind of stand there because it doesn't have anything to do right now.
How does that feel?
So the one behind you will slash at you with its claws and then try to bite you. The bite will hit an armor class of 19
That'll hit.
for 3 points of piercing damage. You're already underwater, so it doesn't try to like hold you or anything.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the other one continues to attack you, so slashing will hit an armor class of 21.
Hit.
And then try to bite you, hitting an armor class of 17.
Hit. I'm about to die.
Doing a total of 5 points of damage to you.
1 hit point.
It's just thrashing and biting at you underwater. Who's next?
Callista.
Again, crossbow.
Okay.
17 arrows, 17 bolts.
Go ahead and roll the hit. Pick the low roll
Oh,
again.
that's right.
Let's see again.
13.
Hit.
Eight.
8. So your crossbow finds purchase, this time in it lodging underneath the creature's jaw and into its throat and kind of coming out to the other side. And it kind of gurgles and thrashes and then just kind of floats itself to the top, dead. But out of his way. If you can move the...
So could he take his movement now?
No,
No, it's not his
movement's on
turn.
his turn.
But anyone going
After him.
after him could potentially move.
Past
Like you
him.
you could move.
Yes, it is still your turn, so if you wish to move past...
How many would I be able to move?
3.
Yeah, she can't actually move past because
Yeah, it's
she'd have to
15.
move through. She needs 20 feet of movement just to get past her companions.
Yeah, so you could swim past us anyway.
Yeah.
All right, but it's Kara and then Lou, and Kara and Lou simultaneous.
Okay, so I can swim now.
No, because you don't have 30 feet of movement to move.
Can she not take like
You could dash to try to basically, but you won't be able to attack or anything.
but you'll still be able to move up.
But I mean, I could go and dash and go this way.
Yeah.
Right, which means you can move a total of your normal movement of no. So 20. Yeah, you can move 4 squares.
From my normal movement?
Well, you're moving through your companions. You can
Because
move
each
4
one requires
squares.
True.
Yeah.
So where would that put me? Just right in front of them?
Yeah.
Is that before?
Alright, that's what I'm gonna do then. That's all I can do.
I'm gonna move so I'm
Above water.
above water. And I am going to use lay on hands and use all my pool.
Okay.
So,
Who's next?
So the bottom of this round, he runs out of air.
And I almost did.
Lou,
12.
Callista,
19.
Wensu,
8.
Kara,
8.
Fishbowl,
11.
Callista.
I can't move.
Yeah, you're still not in a position where you can.
But you
Oh,
can
really?
declare that you're holding your action so that everybody else
That
does
only
get
holds
out
your
of the way.
action, not your move.
Yeah,
Like,
you
doesn't
can't
hold
hold
your whole-
move. You can only hold action.
Yeah.
That's
And I can't really do anything because it's too far.
Lou's turn.
Fishhook rolled away this turn.
Yep. So it's
Alright.
your turn.
I'm gonna swing at the blue one.
All right. So you're not underwater anymore.
Nope.
So you can just kind of swing over and through the air to hit it.
19 to hit,
Hit.
and 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay. All right. You deal it a pretty vicious blow to the side of its head, but it is still thrashing about
Because I
with murderous
stabbed it already
intent.
too.
Jesus.
Alright.
Once, or sorry,
Jesus.
Fishfolk.
All right. So the one that you've been attacking will try to slash you, hitting an armor class of 19,
Hit.
and then try to bite you, which will also hit. Three, 5, 7 total points of damage to you. The other one will basically remain in place while the caster one will move up to this corner of the
There.
platform and hold its action as it begins chanting a spell. Who's next?
Wensu and Kara are Simo.
Okay, Winsu. Hopefully Kara will get out of your way so you don't have to try to double move through her.
Well, I'm assuming you can.
You go
Yeah.
first.
Tapping her on the back.
Okay. All right, I'll go first. Under the water. Can't talk to him under the water. Okay, gonna hit him.
Can she break water there?
Yes, but she'll still be treading water, so she'll still have disadvantage on her attacks.
But she can breathe.
Okay. So got 1. My bonus action hit. Hitting 23.
What did your other one hit?
It was a 16 or a 6. But
With your bonuses, that comes out to
24 or 12.
the 12 will hit
Oh
also.
well. Okay. So that could be my first hit. So 13 points damage.
All right, so you move up and you're like, and it just kind of floats onto the surface.
Swimming out of the water, punch.
Meanwhile, you are on the verge of. You can hear the music.
I can only move
That was perfect
15.
timing.
Or you could dash and move
5,
30.
15. That brings me out of the water right there, right?
Yeah.
She's out of the water.
You can
Your
breach
little
the
beak comes
surface there.
Like
But
you're
if you
not-
wanted to dash, you could get out of the water. You basically take an extra, and you can do that as a bonus action because you have cunning action now, right?
Oh, yeah, I do.
So you can dash as a bonus action.
You don't have to move the full dash if you feel like you don't want to.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be able to do anything after that, though, right?
No,
I don't think you wouldn't be able to reach anything still unless you had a ranged weapon.
Oh, I'm not.
but you would be out of the water.
No, I was going to drink a potion.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
Well,
You still have
yeah,
an
you could
action.
still do that
Okay.
because your cunning action is a bonus action.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so then yeah, I'll.
So 3 more.
Up to 3 more.
This is standing now, though, right?
Yeah.
3. So right there, I'll
And
drink.
then you can drink a potion,
And
which is
it's,
2d4 plus 2. It's you pull out this red potion with like little glittery bits inside of it, and down it.
I thought healing potions were blue.
3.5 they are, or in 5th edition they are red
5
with sparkly gold bits inside of them.
I know what my potions are now.
Alright, so I have 5.
Well, I don't know
back.
that yet.
Okay.
I can compare
Who's
them
next?
later.
Last but not least, it's Calisthe. So for my action, I want to grapple her
Okay.
so that I can basically drag her out.
Alright. And then you move.
So do
We
I
can move
need
6.
to make a grapple check against a possibly willing target?
No.
Okay, so
Only if
1,
she
2,
says,
3,
get off
4,
me.
5,
No
6.
means no,
Get off.
alligator lady.
And she'd be behind
Oh,
you, not
dragon
beside
lady,
you.
sorry.
So right there.
She'd be
But she can
Out,
get out,
breathing.
get to the surface. She'd basically be in chest deep water right about there.
Good, because her bubble was up at the bottom of the round too. So
Oh, she had +2. She had more
She had 2
time.
minutes. I
Yeah.
only had a minute.
it's okay.
well, your ass has been dragged.
But anyway,
This
who's
is-
next? Okay.
I'm not gonna fight it.
Oh,
You,
the held action for the
spellcaster.
spellcaster is going to cast Bane on you.
That's what a will save.
Yeah.
On everyone,
You looked it up,
or
so.
Yeah, I
Just
just
you.
not remember it though.
On everyone.
It's up to 3 people, so he's got to pick people.
Alright. Up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range must make charisma saving throws. Whenever a target that fails the saving throw makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, they must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled.
On the attack or saving throw, it is a concentration spell.
Okay. That just means they can't. She
But
can't
it's a,
cast any
it's a
other.
charisma save.
Yeah. She can't cast any other concentration spells.
What's the DC?
So who's within 6 inches of her?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just me and the Kenku. Unless you want to move another step.
She can't move. It's a held action.
So he's not within 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is one in front of it. So
Well, yeah, that would basically from there.
No. Okay, so he's in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's in the 7th square.
Oh, okay.
So there is like 6 squares between the two of them.
All right, so just you and the Kinku. So charisma saving throw. DC 16.
11.
18.
All right, so you fail.
Okay.
You get a Bane marker.
Yep. So anytime you make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, you roll a d4 and subtract it from your
From your total.
From your total.
All right, and then initiatives.
I rolled again. I
Are we
had
rolling
23
again?
last time.
No, you
just
already
write it
rolled.
down.
So.
Yeah, if you already rolled, you rolled.
Lou,
13.
Callista,
7.
Kara.
14.
14.
I was like, that's my name.
Nice. Good job.
Yes, I'm covered.
14.
Get it, Wensu?
What you doing?
I don't got a lot of hit points, but yeah.
You got any more potions?
No, that was the only one I had.
Apparently I have a lot more.
Oh, we don't know what those potions are.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you
Be
did.
like,
You just drank a potion that looks exactly like them.
yeah, but bleach looks a lot like water. So,
Yeah, it's totally the same thing.
Because you know,
same.
it smells like water too.
Okay, but vodka.
The vodka smells like water
Vodka
too.
smells.
Anyway, what are you doing?
I guess I'll just. No,
Do you have any ranged attacks?
I don't. I'm just gonna hold
Do
my
you have
action right there.
daggers?
Now remember, you can't hold movement.
I know.
You can hold action, but you can't hold movement.
I'm safer if someone else gets up there with me though, because right now if that thing does 2 attacks and actually lands on me,
Okay.
then I'm dead.
All right. So who's next? Just mark him off.
Because the
Kara
last
and the fish folk.
time you did that, I was 1 hit point.
She's like, no fear, punch him.
Punch him.
Punch it, Chewie.
Yeah, she also hasn't taken a hit yet.
16?
Hit.
There were 7 points of damage.
So, all right. So you rush up towards that one and just swing once, miss, bring the other one around and punch it. Meanwhile, it's going to go ahead and it just kind of sets itself for the charge. And as you land your blow, it kind of slashes across at you, hitting an armor class of 17 with its slash, with its claws, dealing 2 points of slashing damage, and then will try to bite you. Again, hitting an armor class of 17 to do 3 points of piercing damage. You're too far from the water, so it's not going to try to grapple you or anything.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the caster looks over at the opponents and will cast. It's going to move forward 3 squares. And it's going to cast Bane again.
Would it drop the one he already cast?
Yes. But he can retarget the same person, so it's not really a big deal.
It only matters if I make my save this time.
So it's going to go for Wentsu, the paladin, and the monk. So you can take the ring off of you.
What's
So
the save?
Charisma.
charisma save, DC 16.
Fail.
What's your
I
party?
rolled a 4.
Alright, so you are baned. Wentsu, what'd you get?
14.
So you are baned.
18.
Alright, so you save.
Charisma's one of my saving throws, so.
And then who's next?
After the bad guys in car goes Simo, it's Lou's turn.
Okay. I am going to cast Cure Wounds on on myself.
Okay.
9 points. And then I'm going to move here.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it.
Who's next?
Callista and Calliste are Simo.
Cool.
So, for me, I'm gonna reach into my pouch and pull out my Cure Wounds potion,
Okay.
and I'm gonna pass it to him as I move through his square
Alright.
to, let's see, here, I think.
Okay.
I have a 15-foot cube spell I want to cast, so
Okay.
it makes the 15-foot cube in front of me. Would that still hit Lou if I aim it?
Yeah, because it's basically those 4 squares.
Okay, so what if I were here?
You can aim
Basically,
it
where
this
do I
way.
need to be to cast this 4-square spell? Here?
Well, count out 4 squares. That's how you do it in a square.
So
including
1, 2,
that
3,
one?
4.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. That's how I'm gonna do that. So from there, so you've got a potion now, and you held your action, so you could drink it if you wanted to.
Okay.
It's 282. I believe it's a
2d4.
save.
2d4 plus 2.
So let's see, Thunder Wave, Constitution saving throw, DC 13. Motherfucker.
Natural 20.
Just get 4 back.
4 back.
Because it does half damage, right? You still do damage, it just
Right,
doesn't
'cause
move
it's
over
Don't
I
anything.
think so.
think so, but I
Read
will
the
look.
spell.
Usually higher level spells like that do have something on it.
Well, it's still only a level 1
First level
spell.
Right, it's still.
Successful save. Okay, so half damage and isn't pushed.
So it normally takes 2d8, so 2d8.
So
plus
2d8
half.
divided by 2.
4 points of damage.
4 points. So thunder. Thunder or lightning?
Thunder. Sonic damage,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
Who's next?
It's me.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you
Callisto
still
with
have a turn.
Simo.
Yeah, he easily makes his concentration check to hold his spell.
Which bolt?
Okay, at who?
Caster.
Caster? Okay.
Yep.
You're gonna have to move.
Oh, that's right. I'll move up to here.
Okay.
And then 22.
Okay, hit.
And it's a D12. Just
That one.
7.
Yeah, it's just 7.
Yeah.
7 points.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Issue. Lou,
14.
Callista,
9.
Wensu,
15. But hey,
Kara.
21.
each of your turns, you do that damage
And-
without having to hit now.
Yeah.
2.
for as many spell slots as she has left.
After this.
What?
Kara.
Okay.
No, it's
So
like
it's -4 to my attack rolls.
minus D4.
Minus a
Minus
D4.
D4 to my attack rolls.
Right.
Alright. Do I even have to roll that? I rolled a 3. That'd be
Okay.
a 9, which is already a miss anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And same thing. This is well, that's a 14. Does that hit?
It would, but you stop rolling your D4.
-2, so 12.
12 is a hit.
Oh, hey, look at that. Alright.
Oh wait, who are you attacking?
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, so you hit.
So for 8 points of damage.
Nice.
Not bad.
Yeah.
For a singular punch.
No, but Witch Bolt.
Oh yeah, it doesn't use up a thing each turn.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
You just can't do anything else.
Right.
Right.
It's fine.
Who's next?
After Kara, it's Wensu's turn.
Alright, Winsu.
There it is. I dropped
You
my
drank the
die.
potion last round,
Ran
right?
away.
And now you have a perfect sneak attack opportunity at least.
If I can get around to it, yeah.
Oh, you can right there.
Can I get, okay.
Yeah, there's an open spot.
So move forward. Okay.
I basically moved up and healed myself so that I would take the heat off you so you could stab him with squishy bits.
Hopefully. I can do this. Okay, so for my attack roll, I gotta move with a d4. Right.
Yeah.
I missed the roll. 9.
9
Yeah.
plus anything, or is that?
That is with the plus, he rolled
That's
a
with-
3.
I rolled
Oh,
a 3.
okay. And then if you were to add the minus whatever for a D4, it definitely would miss.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next?
Lou.
Alright, I am going to slash him with my longsword. The spellcaster. Frick, 10.
Okay, miss.
Yeah.
Now who?
Callista.
I'm going to continue casting it.
Alright, so D12.
Yep, just roll your d12 since you don't have to roll a hit, just damage.
1.
1 point.
Lasts for a minute, so.
Okay, so you just continue to, but it's just kind of like,
It's a joy buzzer.
Callista is gonna back up. And
attack
cast.
of opportunity.
If he takes the attack of opportunity, though, Bane gets dropped.
Why?
Because it's an attack. He has to concentrate.
Concentration. It's just he just can't cast other concentration spells.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can still cast. She can still cast, and she can still attack. She just can't cast other concentration spells.
It's a she. Good to
Not
know.
that you could tell.
Good to know though.
12.
Miss.
Okay, so it tries to whack you with a stick as you run off. But
Acid Splash is a DC 13
yeah.
pass. Okay. So, after Callista, it's the fish folks' turn.
All right.
That's right, they hadn't gone yet, they got.
So it presses the attack against you. Slashes, hitting an AC of 18, and then tries to bite you, hitting a 17. Doing a grand total of 8 points of damage to you.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the other one casts Thunder Wave. So the two people in base, all three of you need to make saving throws.
What?
Thunder Wave,
Constitution.
It was Constitution.
Constitution, DC 16.
Ooh.
If I dropped it, should I
I rolled a
again?
1.
Huh?
If I it dropped it. And
I
fell
think
on
it still
my
counts as rolling.
hand. Okay.
You
Fail.
only really re-roll if it's cocked.
Constitution.
Yeah.
10.
What'd you get?
10.
10?
So they all
Alright,
three
so you two fail.
I failed.
You fail too.
Mm-hmm.
fail. And I moved just in time.
Alright, so 6. You each take 13 points of lightning damage.
Thunder damage.
You can, thunder damage. It's the other ability that it has that it's either or.
Birdman is down.
I'm down.
Alright, so 13 points of thunder damage, and each of you are moved backwards 10 feet.
Is he in shallow enough water that he doesn't need to worry about drowning?
Birdman.
He's unconscious.
He could potentially drown. Whose turn is it?
It's initiative.
I
Lou?
have to roll initiative?
3.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
because
saves.
you have to do.
Callista?
14.
Is that for my...
Mansu?
You have
It's
to
for
do
your
that
initiative.
Okay.
Yeah. Initiative.
That would be 20.
Kara?
23.
Fishbowl?
19.
Kara's first.
Alright, Kara.
Punch it.
I want to punch it.
Alright, bunch
Do
it.
they still have Bane
Yeah.
cast on it? Or he couldn't cast anything else. Or
No,
just not
she was
another
wrong.
Concentration.
It's
Not
just-
another concentration.
Just to
Yeah.
not another concentration
Okay.
spell.
Does a 12 hit?
Yes.
17, 23, minus 2, so 21. Okay, so I hit with
So
both.
both hit.
So, 6, 12. So
Alright, so you're like, and it quickly just kind of spins in place and then flops onto the ground.
damn straight. Jesus. I just like to punch shit.
You punched out like 3 or 4 of them.
Monks are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading some of the stuff later.
If I were you, I'd go way at the hand.
That's what I was thinking.
Wensu, go ahead and make your death save. There you go.
Success.
Fishfolk?
Can you roll me a percentile, please?
It's 2 dice. Roll a d10 and a d1.
Well, really, the 10 is the only one that matters. So, what did you roll?
I rolled 10.
A 10?
No, he rolled a 1.
One.
So
A 1?
10%.
So 10%. All right. So you are face down in the water. So you will automatically fail one death save because you're basically breathing in the water.
Alright.
I just wanted to see if you landed face up or face down. You got below 50%. So.
Mm-hmm.
Still the fishfolk's turn.
Oh, is it? She's a little worried, but she's going to guiding bolt the monk. I'm going to hit an armor class of 18. Guiding bolt is how many d6s? Or is it
I'm
d8s?
looking.
I have 5 hit points.
Oof. 46 radiant damage.
46 radiant.
And the next attack has advantage.
Right.
It's
So
already
does
0.
16, so drops you to 0 hit points.
Mhm.
So, and she just kind of glows a little bit with the radiant energy. Who are next?
After the bad guys, it is Calliste's turn. Calliste is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, and drag the fish or the bird folk out of the water.
All right. So you will not automatically fail any further death saves.
Oh, fun.
Do you have any potions?
I already gave it to him.
Well, I didn't know if you had any more.
I have potions.
Yes, you do.
So that's pretty much my action. So,
Yep. Who is next?
Callista.
I'm going to run over to Wensu.
Okay,
Give him
so
a
you move
potion.
over to Winsu.
So doing that though will disrupt your spell that's
Oh.
already on.
No, I don't want to do it then.
One spell.
Well, then don't do it.
Well, she cast a spell on him, so as
Well,
long
technically, you need to make a Constitution saving throw to
Yeah.
see if you can. Oh, because is it concentration?
it's not a concentration.
Then
so-
never mind.
So I can still give him a potion.
The spell
when I
ends
cast
if you
it?
use your action to do anything else. So
So you're
Sweet.
gonna.
So giving him a potion would that end?
Yeah, that would end your thing.
yeah.
Okay.
I was just because concentration spells, when you take damage, you can potentially lose
Yeah.
your spell. But since
I
it's
don't
not
have
concentration, that's not.
So it's up to you if you want to try and do something about him.
Or you could do
I'm
more
okay
damage.
for another round, so at least.
And I don't have a.
Unless you roll a
bonus
natural 1.
Yeah.
And then you die.
Okay.
And
So
that's
are you
happening
going
a lot.
to do damage, or are you going to give it a potion?
damage.
All right, roll your damage. 5
5.
points.
5. All right, who's
So
next?
try
Lou.
to kill the thing that's trying to kill you.
Oh, I'm almost done myself.
Same.
I'm just gonna go up to Wensu and do a medicine check on him, try and stabilize him.
Okay.
I mean, I've got 3 hit points.
All right.
I could try and hit. I don't have any healing potions. I've used all my healing spells and abilities, so
All right.
yeah, you're stable. You're still at 0 hit points, but you're not gonna die.
All right. Who's
Well.
next?
No
It's
promises.
initiative. I
It's
think.
initiative.
Yeah. All right.
Lou,
17.
Callista,
13.
Wentu.
23.
He doesn't need to roll one unless somebody's going to give him a potion. It won't matter because at this point he can't roll to wake up. He's stabilized.
Yeah, but it took longer to explain that than just to write down his number. Kara,
18.
Fishfolk.
9.
Kara's first.
Death save.
What do I roll?
D20.
I failed.
What'd you get?
A 6.
So that's 1.
Lou,
All right. Yeah, I'll just go up and hit. Just trying to end this. 16?
Hit.
9 points of slashing.
Okay. So you run up and slash it, and it kind of squeals at you. But it's still on its feet.
Jesus.
Yep.
Who's next?
Callista.
Witch bolt again.
Alright, roll your damage.
Actually, you can't survive another round, can you?
No, I'm
Yeah, he's
stable.
He's stable.
You stay.
Yeah, he's fine.
Then
As long as you guys don't die, I mean.
3.
3 more.
I suck. I can't roll tonight.
Bad guy's turn.
So the bad guy is going to step back away from you, so you will get an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Miss.
And then it's going to cast Healing Word on itself as a bonus action. So it gets 6 hit points back. And then we'll cast Guiding Bolt at you with its last first level spell. Yeah. And we'll hit an armor class of 13.
Hit.
Does it hit you?
Yeah.
Why are you so squishy?
I'm just in fine clothes.
She's dressed as a female.
Does 12 points of radiant damage to you.
I had 3.
Alright, so you
What's
are
your
at 0.
total? Your total is not there.
16.
Where is that?
It was 16.
Why did you erase your hit points?
Never erase your hit points. that total never changes
Well,
until you
unless
level and you get more.
Oh, it was 16. Yeah.
So you should never erase whatever your maximum hit points are.
How did you have 3 hit points? What did you get hit with?
Thunder something.
Yeah, the
Oh, that's
goes
Thunder
to
Wave,
you.
that's right.
Yeah.
Can you
Who's
put me
next?
down?
After the bad guys, it's Callista. Is she in the water?
No.
Okay.
What are you doing?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna try and stabilize her. I'm not proficient in it, but try not to gush everywhere. I have a +2. 14.
Yeah.
Okay. You're stable.
I think you just need a 10, so it's not.
Does Sahuagin speak Aquan?
Yep.
Yes, you try talking to him.
Okay. Surrender and we might let you live.
It just laughs. I am winning.
You've got 2 up, you've got 1. Whatever. I tried. It was worth a shot. It's initiative. What the fuck is this? Blue,
13.
Callista,
17.
Linsu,
Stable.
Kara,
Stable.
bad guys.
1.
Oh, excellent. I also rolled a 1. Callista.
Make a
Zeph.
death saving throw. So roll a d20. There you go. 1 success, so mark your little success bubble.
I need to bring a pencil.
Who are next?
Lou.
Alright, well, I'm gonna move up and stab.
Okay.
Stabby.
Crit.
Nice.
You can.
8 points of slashing damage.
Really?
I rolled a 2, so double that is 4, plus 4 is 8.
8 points. Alright. So you run up and hit it really hard. And give it a really deep gash, but not deep enough to do any
If I rolled
permanent
max, it could have been
damage.
20 points.
Why?
Too bad you don't have any smites.
Yeah, because I used all my spell slots.
Yeah.
Because I would have definitely smote the shit out of this bastard.
Bad guy's turn.
Oh, is it? That one? Oh, okay.
I went, I missed. It's your turn.
Wow. What did you hit?
Well, I rolled a 3.
Damn.
So,
Alright, so.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, it's possible.
I don't wanna die. I can't take a potion, can I? Because I'm down.
No. You're basically unconscious.
What's hold person saving throw?
Oh, did
Wisdom.
I roll a saving throw yet?
Alright.
Not
Make a wisdom saving throw. DC 16.
10.
Alright. So take all of the little rings off of them, because I'm pretty sure hold person is a concentration.
it is.
But they are down anyway. Put a ring on him,
I'm paralyzed.
and he is paralyzed. Which means he can't do anything. And then she is going to step back towards the altar. Since
You get to
he can't
take a chance each turn.
I haven't done my
Yeah.
saving throw
Yeah.
yet.
No attack opportunity.
Yeah.
But it's still the same turn you've done that saving throw.
Yeah, we haven't
That
gone
one
to
still
the
counts as a success.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
It's-
didn't know
it's
if
not
I had
time
to
for
do
you
the
to roll.
percent
Yeah.
thing.
It's still been only the 1 turn.
I didn't know if I had to do the percent thing.
Oh,
No,
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 you're
she's
not
in
in the
the
water.
You're not,
Oh.
so.
But it is initiative. Lou,
6.
fishboat.
7.
Cassie
Cassie.
goes 2.
Oh yeah.
20.
So you're first.
So
Make
roll,
your save.
your,
Alright.
roll your saving throw.
D20.
20. No,
No, 18.
No,
It's a
not
one
adding
more
the two.
success.
Alright, so one more success. That's 2. Who's next?
Calisthe, who's gonna get her crossbow, or shot last round with her crossbow and is doing it again this time because her spells have been super ineffective. So, 16 to hit.
Hit.
And D8 is 2, so 4 points of damage. Fishfolk.
Is like, "Ah, I'll end you, and then your friend.
You had your chance! It's a bad guy's turn though.
Yeah.
Looking for a spell.
This is concentration, so she can't paralyze us both at once. Almost there.
Alright, she's gonna just move up and try to hit you with her staff.
Hit her.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can move her up.
You're so needy, John. Me?
Yes.
Nice.
He's paralyzed. He's no threat at all.
For now.
Beat him to death while he's paralyzed.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Thwack! Hitting an armor class of 19 with her staff. Doing 5 points of damage. Bludgeoning. So she kind of runs up to you, kind of like waddles up to you and is like, thump. Then looks expecting you to kind of like fall on the ground. Whose turn is it?
9. 20 total.
Alright. You shake off the spell.
Yeah, but that's at the end of my turn, so.
Yes. But she is unaware that you are loose. So, initiative.
Lou,
11.
Callista,
7.
Fishfolk.
19.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, Fishfolk goes first.
Again, she just kind of raises the staff up and is like, thump,
Hit.
for 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Then it's Lou's turn.
Well, I'm gonna swing. 19.
Hit.
10 points of slashing damage.
10. Alright. Alright, so you turn and you slice, and you just cut a huge gash in her side and back. Blood just pools out. She kind of leans to the side and is like, and just kind of glares at you. Who's next?
She's still not down.
Callista.
Oh my god.
Saving throw. Pass.
Hey, you're at 0.
Stabilized.
Yep, so you're stable.
Stable.
So now you can drink your potion.
No, she's unconscious
She's
still.
stable. She didn't roll a 20.
Work on that. Okay.
But you're not dying.
Yeah, that's good. Callista is going to use her breath weapon on the thing in front of her, so it's a DC 11 dexterity saving throw.
What type of breath weapon?
It's a line. It's acid.
It's a line, okay. What's the DC?
11.
Fail.
Get him!
Well, it was still done
Get her.
damage, just half damage.
9.
9 points. So you're like right in her face, and she's like, as the skin kind of burns back, revealing the fish-like skull, and she's like silently screams as you dissolve her throat, and she drops to the ground. Her head just slowly dissolves away.
Spin on her corpse, even though I just threw up on her.
You're like,
Like a fly. Don't suck up the juice afterwards.
That's actually what black dragons do too. They melt it and then drink it. Right, I'm gonna go pat her body down because she had potions.
yeah.
So,
All
I
right.
still like bullshit.
So
well, the
you
tide
find
is coming
that-
in.
You
So,
find that she has 6 potions on her.
okay.
Did you have any other ones besides those 6 you found?
Just 6. So that's why I was really happy that I found 6 potions.
So, I'll take all 6 of them. I'll hand 3 off to Lou, and I'll try and wake her up with one.
Okay.
So that's
So
a heal check,
2d4
right?
plus 2.
Oh, okay, excellent. I'll just go with that then. Thanks.
I think it's only a medicine check if they're hot stable. Or it's all magical anyway.
4 and
Yeah.
3, so what? 2
Plus 2.
4 plus.
2d4 plus 2.
Alright, so some back. 9.
I was gonna say, it has to be a number.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
You have 9 hit points.
So you are at a total of 9.
And total sum.
Okay.
The
Do you
total
want
sum?
the Kenku or the monk?
Oh, did they come to you?
I'll do the monk. 5, 6. So 7 hit points back for you.
7 for you as well.
Alright, so you all get up, battered, sore, and look about. There is a kind of a pale green light that just seems to emanate from the altar itself. The temple is made up of 2 rows of columns that don't quite reach the ceiling. They're just kind of broken off. And then like a short platform of kind of polished light green stone.
I'm gonna hand her the extra potion back to her, and then I'm gonna approach the altar and make a knowledge arcana check.
So you had 1 potion left? So that's...
I
He
took
had
6. I gave him 3.
This is
I used
2.
1 on her and 1 on her, so I had 1 left, and I gave it to her
Oh, okay.
because they were her
So
potions.
he has...
I have 2 more.
There's
on
2 more because he
myself
used
right
1
now.
on the canker. So I get 9. It's a rock. It's probably magical.
Well, what are you trying to do?
Knowledge Arcana. I want to see if this is the source of the storms on the island. Basically, I want to determine if it's Arcana or Divine. Arcane or Divine.
It is neither. It is an altar. It doesn't seem to have any magical properties.
So where's the green light coming from again? Everywhere?
There is actually a tablet sitting on top of the altar that is giving off the light.
Hulk smash.
It's a thin sheet of gold with a layer of ivory set into one side of it
Good job.
with some sort of blue stone inlay for the lettering.
And we have no idea which way is up or down.
On the other side of it, which I haven't actually had a chance to paint up yet, is also gold with an ivory inset, but this set goes all the way to the edge, and it has blue inlaid lines on it.
So does it look like it's the actual half? Like there's another half that goes to it?
It kind of looks that way.
Or maybe it's a page. And then when you open that page in the book, there's another piece that, well,
And the symbols don't look like anything we've seen before.
Nothing like anything you've seen before. There is a body on the other side of the altar, though. A humanoid body. Tiefling. In studded leather armor.
My brother.
somebody else was chasing him. I have no idea who this guy is.
Wrong guy. Wrong island.
Yeah. This is nowhere near that island.
Yeah.
Right campaign?
Campaign world.
Shit, I don't know.
But anyway,
I'm just gonna roll dice.
so you went up there and you found the tablet on the altar.
Yep.
What are you doing, Lou?
I'm gonna go inspect the body.
All right. You see a corpse of a tiefling with kind of pale, pinkish orange colored skin, deep red horns that kind of curl back from its head, from the top of its head. Its throat has been slit, but it is wearing blue, gray, a deep gray, sorry, the boots were blue, a deep gray armor with blued steel studs on it. And there's also a sheath and a longsword.
Did you get that? Was that funny at all?
Oh, yeah, I got
Thank
it.
you.
It took me a second, but I got it.
Okay.
Does the longsword look like it's in good condition?
You can pull it out of the scabbard.
I take a look.
As you pull it out of the scabbard, it just sheds light in every direction.
There's orcs nearby.
Just a bright ass
Alright.
golden white light.
I'll put it back in the scabbard, and I
Okay.
unhook the scabbard. I'll take a look at that later.
Alright. The
I'll save
emblem
that.
on the sword itself, the cross hilt of it is the feathered wings that kind of come out to the sides.
Mhm.
In the center of it is a kind of a blood red gemstone.
Is it shaped like a teardrop?
No, it is a oval shape gemstone.
Okay.
At least if I remember right, that's the design that I went with on there. Oh wait, no. The center of it is a sun with the golden wings,
Okay.
with a blue gemstone. The red gemstone's a different thing that you guys didn't find.
We're never leaving this fucking cavern now. You realize that, right?
You have a time limit.
Yeah.
Alright, Right, so is there anything else of note on the tiefling?
Can I take its armor?
What about the dagger?
What dagger?
You said he was wearing a dagger and a sword sheath.
No, studded leather armor and a sword.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
when
sheath.
you go back through and you're editing this, check because I'm pretty sure you said there was a dagger. So,
I didn't hear
There's no
dagger.
dagger. Well, whether I said it or not, there is no dagger.
this is not the dagger you were looking for. Okay. Well, I already did my thing, so now it's Callista's turn.
And there is a small coral box behind the altar that you can kind of see as you're looking over there, because there's like a niche at the bottom of the altar.
There's a box under there.
What are you doing?
I'm going to go over to the tiefling as well, see if I can recognize the person and or if I can take its armor.
All right, so you just think that all tieflings know each other?
No.
You don't know who this tiefling is. You don't
I mean,
recognize it.
if it looks to be like
I don't think you
noble.
can wear that armor as a sorcerer. Like,
Sorcerers are barely allowed to wear pants.
That's
It's
fair. I just hate
But it
my
is
hourglass.
a gray studded leather armor.
Am I allowed to wear it?
I don't know. Are you proficient in light armor?
yeah. Learn mage armor. It's about the best you can do, honestly. If you have mage armor, it would make your armor class 15. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I did say there's a box under there out loud, so.
So I'll wander around to look at the box first.
Oh, can you move me over there? 'Cause I'm over there.
All right, so you look under there, and there is a box carved out of pink coral. Just kind of pushed under there. It's about yay big.
I'll look at it for traps first.
Okay.
It's investigation.
Yep.
So 19.
Does not appear to have any traps on it. Also does not appear to have any locking mechanisms or hinges. It's like a pull-off lid.
Okay.
Kind of like a shoebox, only it's made out of coral.
So I'll pull it out and set it on top of the
Okay.
altar and
All right. Pull it open, and you look inside, and inside it's just filled with pearls.
Holy mother of pearl!
Then I'll open the box, and it just starts playing music. It's Pandora's box.
start making all sorts of weird bird noises. Dance.
So he starts busting moves. Kara.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna look at what this sorcerer has on his body.
Looking through its stuff, you find a small pouch that has 50 gold coins, 68 silver coins, and 230 copper.
I just realized.
And there is a staff, which just seems to be a kind of a crooked piece of driftwood for the most part. But it's got like a fish carved all over it.
Well,
It's pretty crude looking.
I'll take it just in case, or I'll leave the staff. I wouldn't leave it and use it, but someone else could.
Yeah, because that could have been a normal looking person before they picked up the staff.
Yeah, true.
You suddenly feel like you need to croak.
Right, that's what I'm doing.
Right.
Okay.
I guess it's back around to you.
Search the other two Sahuagin and make our way back to the water to start making our way out.
You find 20 more gold, 40 more silver, and 80 more copper, and 2 pearls.
Because we can take that tablet with us, right?
Yeah.
And you said 2 more pearls?
Yep.
Alright.
And start moving back to the water.
Yeah, probably the same marching order as before, just in case.
All right. So, dipping below the surface of the water, taking a deep breath, you make your way back through the passageway to the other side and out of the water, and begin making your way towards the entrance of the cave. As you come up on the opposite side of this passageway, you notice that there's a pretty heavy breeze kind of blowing kind of down the passage a little bit, and you can kind of hear this wailing moaning as it just kind of, as the wind blows across the front of the opening of the cave. And much different than what it was like when you initially came here.
Okay.
Sounds like the winds have picked up significantly.
This cavern
I'm going
is
to drink one of those potions.
dangerous. I get dressed once we come out of the water.
Okay.
Alright. So there's one potion. Well, I've got one potion and she's got one potion. Alright, let's head out. And
Alright, so you get to the mouth of the cave, and you get there and you see that that there seems to be a storm rolling in from the south. Which is basically, you're on the south side of the island, so you just see this big black storm clouds moving in your direction. You see lightning striking the ocean off in the distance, and there's just this heavy wind blowing in this direction. The waves are all choppy and starting to swell really high, and much of the water is actually moving up onto the beach as the currents and the tide is starting to roll in. So you see the ship that's on the beach kind of lifts up every once in a while and it slams back down onto the sandy beach there. Your rowboat, it keeps bobbing up and kind of like drifts out a little ways. Then the waves will carry it in, and it bobs up and it drifts out a little ways. And you see sharks every once in a while swim around it.
well, will we be able to make it back to the ship? Potentially? Does the
You definitely don't want to be here.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Alright.
let's skedaddle.
let's grab.
Because this beach will be under about 10 feet of water here before too long.
Gas tensor floating disc
Okay.
to pick up my box of goodies.
Alright. So you load up the floating disc and go over and...
Get in the boat.
Now let's
Nimble.
load up.
Alright, so you pull the boat in closer with the rope. Start loading everything into it. Give me a water vessel check. It'll be gonna be a strength plus your proficiency modifier. See if you can beat the surf and the swells to get your rowboat away from
8.
the island.
Can I
You-
assist?
Yeah, which means you'll have advantage.
Okay. That's better because I rolled a natural 20.
Alright. So at first you're like, but he applies his muscle and everything to it. So with his extra oomph and your know-how, you finally hit the swells at just the right kind of pace and finally making your way towards the fishing boat. The fishing boat, seeing that you are kind of rowing out towards it, you can see that the crew is starting to pull up anchor and everything. But these swells are pretty bad and they're getting worse. It's definitely not weather fit for you to be rowing out across here. So you're starting to be a little bit concerned that your rowboat is going to get swamped and therefore sink. So give me another check.
And can I still assist?
Yes, you still have advantage. So roll twice, take the higher of the two.
So 22.
So you're making good headway, hitting all the swells and everything as best you can, and you see as the ship starts getting closer, the fishing boat gets closer. You see them swing a boom arm out with it, dragging a fishing net along with it, basically swinging it out so that you guys can catch hold of it. You hear one of the boys is like, "Grab the net, leave the boat."
All right, let's go, guys.
And it kind of starts moving towards you. Anybody that wants to try to grab hold of this cargo net and get onto the boom of this fishing vessel needs to make a acrobatics or athletics check. What'd you get?
21.
All right, so you're just like climb up on it and start making your way over towards the boat.
14.
14. All right, so you cling up on it, and your foot kind of dips in the water, but you quickly pull it up because you're afraid that the shark is going to get you. But you scamper up and start making your way towards the boat. 4. All right, so you go for it, and you're like, you don't even grasp the net. You're just kind of like, and right overboard.
I want to try and get her. Can I
Well,
try and
what'd you
grab
roll?
her? I didn't roll yet.
Oh.
I was going to wait and make sure everyone got up before.
Well, this is all kind of a simultaneous thing. It's not like the
Okay.
boat's making passes at you.
All right. 22.
Okay, so you grab hold of it and you see her going down.
You got a 19 to get on the boat.
All right, so you're like, so you guys are on the boat, but you see her go for it and just completely misses it. At this point, you see between the wake of the fishing vessel and the heavy seas from the incoming storm, the rowboat just kind of flips. You still using your tensor's disc?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it flips, but your treasure chest is just kind of
Well,
like...
I'm assuming the treasure
sitting
is
there.
probably just floating along behind us, not in the boat. So, but yeah.
But it moves over by you.
Okay.
All right.
So
Now,
we can't make reflex saves to try and help her up.
well, at this point now, if anybody wants to attempt to grab her, they can try to make a acrobatics check to see if they can grasp hold of her before basically she gets left
I
behind.
can't use my grappling hook, can I?
No. You can, but you'll do damage.
Okay, so I'm going to try and I was like going up the
Is it
rope,
acrobatics now?
but
Yeah.
I'm going to use acrobatics because probably have the highest.
Well, everybody gets a chance.
Okay, but I rolled a 22.
All right, so you reach down and grasp hold of her wrist, but she's just kind of hanging there. Was anybody else attempting to help?
Okay. I buy acrobatics. 17.
All right, so you have her other wrist, and you guys are just kind of dragging her through the water. All right. Make a strength check. Or athletics if you have it.
What'd you have?
Yep.
Acrobatics.
She doesn't have.
It's an
It's
8.
the same. She's not skilled in it, so.
It doesn't, so what'd you get?
8.
All right, so you're just kind of like getting mouths full of water as you try to pull yourself up, but you just don't have the strength. So you're just basically being drugged through the water. But give me a perception check.
Yeah, there's sharks.
Now you roll. I roll.
18.
All right. So as your head kind of dips below the water and you're back up and below the water and back up, each time you go below the water, you see a shark. And it just gets close. It's like the cat video where it just gets, each time you see it, it's closer and closer and closer towards you. Now, you guys can't reach her. There's just not enough room for all 4 of you to try to do this.
To grab her, yeah.
So what are you doing?
All right. If it looks like they have her, I'm gonna just start climbing up.
All right, so
There's not
give me acrobatics or athletics to make your way across the site.
17.
All right, so you make your way over and you get onto the boat. What are you doing?
I want to try and cast acid splash on the shark and scare it away.
Can't see the shark though,
It's underwater?
Yeah.
Okay.
and she can't speak and say that it's a shark there right now. Her mouth's full of water right now.
Well, I mean, the shark's been circling the boat since we got here, so. I guess I
I'll
will.
allow you a perception check to see if you notice that there is a shark.
13.
Yes.
Okay.
You see the shadow of the shark under the surface of the water.
Okay. So yeah, basically I'm going to try and lob some acid at it and scare it off.
Disadvantage because you're trying to shoot it through the water.
So how does that work? Would he just get
It
advantage
just
on
has
his save?
advantage on his save.
So he saves.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to put it on initiative order or?
Strength check. Okay. Because you basically you'll have advantage because he's basically assisting you. So roll twice, take the highest die roll.
15.
All right, so you pull her up a little bit, but she's still about waist deep into the water. But you guys kind of pull her up a little bit. All right, give me a strength check.
It's 15.
And so you grab hold of the rope and you kind of loop your arm through there and you kind of pull your feet up out of the water just as the shark is like and kind of gnaws on the end of the rope net that's dragging in the water and then like swims away. So acrobatics or athletic checks for the two of you.
Fine.
Yeah, to basically get off the rope.
9.
7.
Alright, so you're like, a heavy wave kind of comes washing up and it just yanks the two of you off of
Into the water?
Into the water.
You're fucking kidding me.
So give me dexterity acrobatics checks to see if you can grab basically grab the rope.
25.
So you hit the water, you grab the net as you're kind of scrambling for it.
19.
And you two also grab hold of it. So you are in a position where you are out of the water.
Yes.
Do you want to try to aid them to get back up, or do you want to cross the rope and get out of the way?
I want to like, don't even think about it.
Acrobatics or athletics? Which one do you want to use?
Acrobatics.
Okay.
16.
All right. So you're like, you look at them. You're like, get onto the fishing boat, and the two boys kind of help you get on board. Climb up.
16.
Yeah, you're like, pull yourself up out of the water.
15.
All right, you two also climb up out of the water. You're like, ugh. Now you can again attempt to make your way across this net and into the boat.
Roll again.
Yeah.
17.
All right, so you make it across and into the boat,
15.
and you make it across and into the boat. Sputtering, wet. Mind you, you were already wet from swimming through the
And I'm a
passageway
sailor
and
and I
everything.
was pissed. That was ridiculous.
And in hindsight, he's remembering that he's wearing boots of levitation.
They
can't
can't
use.
I'm not too. I can't do that.
This didn't count as a rest break?
No.
Sitting there with his pearls going, yes, my precious.
We did not rest.
I'm assuming you guys took the sword and the armor, though?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because he definitely took the sword, and she took the armor off of him only to find out that she can't wear it. So.
All right, but the boat makes its way into harbor and begins tying off, and you five, as the storm is rolling in and it starts to pour down just sheets of rain, thunder and lightning and heavy winds, you make your way to the Wilted Lily, where
Before we
the
go, I'm going to give him the pouch that I found, the captain of the boat, because we just lost his
His
rowboat.
dinghy, yeah.
okay,
So
which
I'm
pouch?
the pouch had 50 gold, 68 silver.
Oh, the one that
Yeah.
the priestess had.
Uh-huh. I just
All right, so
give
you
that to
just
him.
give it to her, and he's like, "Thanks."
We appreciate it, and that was dangerous, so thank you. And we cost you your rowboat.
Well, this will definitely buy me a new one.
And a new house.
He's very grateful. I'll meet you at the tavern and buy you a round of drinks.
Sounds good.
But you make your way into the Wilted Lily, and the warmth from the hearth kind of hits you. It's nice and relaxing. There's a halfling bard over in the corner playing some very nice, soothing music as his pregnant wife sits at the table, looking all wan and tired. With there's like empty plates of food and drink and everything all scattered on the table in front of him. The bard sees you walk in and he's like, "Oh," and the wife is like, "Oh, I am feeling so tired. It's time to retire to our rooms, love." And he's like, "Oh, of course, of course." Comes over and immediately starts helping her up the stairs.
We're all too tired to care at this point.
He picks my pocket, I'm blasting him, so.
Alright, so do you guys want to check your loots? Or do you want to save it for next time?
Save it for next
I'll
time.
save it next time. Okay.
But I do want my XP.